Fuck, no, it didn't play. Son of a bitch. There.
If there's one thing I know for sure, it's that I know nothing.
That's right. That's right. Welcome back.
For a little bit.
Another one, dude. Another one. No, that's all right. Don't worry about that.
Another one. You act like they're gonna cancel us after last week just because I used a couple curse words in the fucking intro, eh?
What?
What? Are you that high already? You don't remember?
I don't. Is this a conversation from last week we're jumping into? But I like how you. The intro.
Fuck it.
Fucked my intro. No,
sorry, bro.
I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, you can't be using curse words in the title. Sean told you that you're a bad boy. You like to curse a lot.
Yeah.
So
I do.
slap the Gavin on the end. But no, guys, welcome. Another week, another huge fucking MMA event going down. UFC, Bellator, PFL's non-existent again.
Back to the way things should be.
Back to the way things should be.
Back to the way they should be, goddammit.
I love the inherent hate of PFL, and I feel like it should resonate with so many of you. It really should. A lot of you should hate PFL, and if you don't, you're not trying hard enough. So welcome to MMA for Marks. Welcome this week. We're doing more stuff, more UFC stuff. Anyway, already said that. Fucking welcome, idiot. All right. We're gonna jump right into it. We've got a lot to talk about. UFC.
Hey, who the fuck are you, governor? You gotta tell the fucking people who they are.
My name is in the thing. I'm Andy. This is my podcast partner, Ethan. So,
God damn, you're off your fucking game. Eh?
I mean, you ramrodded me right there at the beginning. You know what I mean? I was like,
I've been ramrodding you the whole fucking night, baby.
Yeah, dude. I was driving the car. I was like coming up to I was just like, oh, town looks good. Yeah, fucking smash.
There's a you know what's funny? I always remember this saying from when I watched Spartacus. And it was the Crixus, I think it was, right? And Crixus was telling like the gay guy that was there that also kicked ass. He's like, it's time to shove cock in fucking ass. I love that fucking saying. Always will remember that forever.
Thank you. Wow, that was amazing. Super good. Super good. But no, like normally how it would go, going back to what we were doing, like the intro, normally I'd be like, yeah, you know, I'm Andy, this is my podcast host. And then you'd be like, Ethan, you know, anyway, listen, exactly the reason why I was right in skipping right past this fucking worthless intro, right to the card. Okay. UFC 282. This is a great dude. What a fucking event. It
was a great event.
To the hoorah.
I missed the early prelims.
Everybody wants to get into it, but
yeah,
it was fun overall. A lot for us to talk about.
I missed the early prelims. I started watching from the second round of the Buckley match, which was the opening fight on the ESPN card. And so that fight on fucking delivered. And from what I heard, freaking every other fight delivered past that. I'm sorry, what?
I'm sorry. I was just saying, I don't think you can pick a wrong spot to start on that card.
Nah, you probably can't for sure. Well, yeah, actually you can. At the very end.
I mean, look, both of them were still entertaining, were they not? Were you not entertained, Governor?
It was, eh?
I think
I'm trying
so.
to mute my fucking hide alerts.
Yeah.
Fucking
people. It was James Krause trying to hide all those gambling alerts over there, huh?
A little bit. Hey, I won.
You getting some line alerts?
Speaking of gambling, unrelated. Yeah. I won the $30 on the bets, on the UFC bets. I only lost on the main event.
Are you a part of James Krause's top 10% or top 1%?
I plead the fifth. Practicing for my
smart, bro. That's smart,
practicing dude. For my.
I was wondering, you know what? Because for a minute there, like you weren't betting, and I started betting just a little bit of money, and then you started doing it. And then like both of us weren't winning anything, and then you started like winning, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, how the fuck is this?
Did you do Prize Picks? Did I tell you about Prize Picks? That's where I did.
Yeah.
Free plug for PrizePicks.com. Sponsor us.
But don't lie, you've been getting your information from James Krause. You've been suckling off the tit of the information tit there.
Yeah, you know, I got a guy. Some Morse code, you know, some smoke signals.
Yeah.
You know,
Let's start
Go with
calling
this guy
you
now. Okay.
Let's start calling you Martha. So anyway.
Fucking guy. Anyway.
I don't know how we even got here, but listen, the card was incredible. It was real good. If you haven't had a chance to go watch it, go check it out. And come back and listen to this because we're about to spoil the shit out of it. So UFC 282. Look, let's just jump right into it. From the main event, Jan Aniklaev.
It was an entertaining main event, despite the controversy at the end. It was a very, very entertaining fight.
But draw. Not and new and draw. So okay, fucking 2005 lightweight fucking, tournament. Fucking that's what Big John and Josh Thompson were saying from way in, because it's just like, dude, if you're Dana White, you must be like, fuck this division. John Jones left, and it has been cursed
ever since John Jones fucking ran over a fucking old lady or pregnant lady, right?
Don't talk about Cormier that way. Listen, that was after
son of a bitch
from my home state, okay? But look, I'm just saying, since Jones has been gone, it's been a weird place,
bro. It's crazy. Ever since John Jones took that first line of blow, it's like.
No, that was when it was going up. He took the line of blow to go up. Went down when he got sober. When he got sober John.
No more blow.
Asshole. Yeah.
No blow, John.
Yeah. Yeah. He went. All right. So anyway, so listen. No way in the seven hells was that a fucking draw. Yes, no. I have been watching a little bit of Game of Thrones lately to get myself caught up, but there's no way. That was a fucking draw, dude.
No. Like, so hold on. Do you still stand? Hold on. I gotta ask you, because you fucking in our group chat was like, Aniklaev won 5-0. Okay, fucking Doug Crosby Jr. Do you still stick by 5-0?
Yes, I do. Why wouldn't I?
Out of your fucking mind.
Oh, why? Because I'm 1 round off. You're acting like
at minimum you're 1 round off.
You're acting like everybody said,
off.
Huh?
I think you're 2 rounds off. I think Aniklaev won 3-2.
Oh, that's why you're acting that. You think you won 3 rounds? Who's the fucking Doug Crosby now?
No, I said Aniklaev, not John, dumbass.
Yeah, you think wait. You think he only won 3 rounds?
Aniklaev, yeah, I do.
You're fucking Doug Crosby, bro.
Round
you
1,
Crosby yourself.
No, motherfucker. If you go to round 1 was a very close round. Bro, I gave it to Jan due to fucking aggression and the way that he was controlling the pace of the fight. I gave him round 1.
He landed almost nothing. He lost the positional. We could do this. That's
why I said we should put up the fucking fight and fucking let's break it down.
Yeah,
because
we can.
We'll get fucking plugged.
We can, but we just can't have any audio. And
we'll get yanked. But
that would regardless. Be something. No, that would be something we'd have to kind of like set up and let people know about. So kind of fucking get on. I guess we could do it, whatever. But it's still.
Anyway, so round 1, I'll give you what you just mentioned. So if you saw Aniklaev, it's not a robbery. Round 2 was clearly fucking Jan. Clearly Jan. I don't know where you saw Aniklaev won that round.
No, go ahead.
Don't even know where you saw that round. And then after that round, Aniklaev's like, oh, I must tap into my inner Khabib. And he fucking Khabib'd him the fucking death 3-5.
All right. Well, listen, I don't want to ruin your point or ruin your run because it's a good one. But I got to say this, and I got to shit on the whole. I know Crosby's the enemy here. He's the Klingon we're all trying to shoot. All right, I get it. But however, Crosby did not even judge that match.
Yeah, I know that. There was no real.
So we can't. I know, but
who was the judge?
Came fired across.
Who's the judge? That
Mike Bell, Derek Cleary, Sal D'Amato.
Who had the draw?
Huh?
Who had the draw?
And it was actually a split draw. It wasn't a fucking.
Yeah, I know. One guy gave it to Aniklaev. Okay. One guy gave it to Jan. But okay. And then the third guy. Who was the third guy that had the draw?
Sal D'Amato had it 47-47. Mike Bell had it 48-47.
So that doesn't
Derek Cleary had it 46-48.
Doesn't that necessitate a 10-8 round to make it 47-47?
Yeah, he gave Aniklaev. That's insane. I just realized that.
I got
Sal D'Amato scored rounds 1, 2, and 3, 10-9 for Jan. Like, what the? That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, okay,
Like I said,
just
I don't know
even
about 3. I can't
digest
agree.
that. Digest that, though.
I
The
can't say
same
3.
guy who gives Ankalaev a fucking 10-8 in the 5th round gives Jan a 10-9 in 1, 2, and 3. What crack are you smoking?
No. Yeah,
what are you talking about?
That 5th round was not a 10-8. It was
wild.
Ankalaev was dominating, zero doubt, but it was not a 10-8 worthy. That was not a 10-8 worthy round. He wasn't fucking busting Jan up to the point where it would have been a 10-8 necessity. Like I said, round 1, questionable. You can give it to either guy. Round 2 was clear Jan, in my opinion. And round 3 through 5 is clearly Ankalaev. So where you gave him that round, I didn't see it. I'd have to rewatch the round, but I don't see where you could give Ankalaev. I'm sorry, you can give Jan that round. No,
who do you? Okay, can we agree 3 unequivocally on Ankalaev?
Yeah.
Right?
48, 47, 3 through 5, Ankalaev.
2 judges, Mike Bell and Sal D'Amato, gave Jan 3. The only judge to give Ankalaev 3 is Derek Cleary.
And all three of those guys are very well respected judges in the state of Nevada. They judge they've judged countless UFC title fights, UFC main event fights, as well as many main event boxing matches as well. You know, and that's, you know, that you can break it down if you want to go down that route.
I think all these guys suck. Fire them all.
Of the 10-9 system not working in MMA.
All of them now. Just flush them all out. Start an academy. Explain what a fucking 10-8 is. Explain or get rid of the point system. But good Lord, like, just get rid of them. I mean,
this is another example of why the boxing scoring system doesn't really apply in MMA. It's not a good.
It never has, and it never has, though. You know, it never has since day one.
If it's a straight boxing match for the entire fight, it does. If you're mixing in ground games and ground strikes and leg kicks, it's a little difficult to.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've heard it argued before, like 10-9's hardly efficient. It's just there, efficient enough.
It's there to declare a winner or a loser, but I mean,
a boxing match. All right, that's just there. You could probably have better scoring in boxing. Now, take into account all the variety that MMA brings into it.
Yeah.
Boxing is one discipline. It just doesn't make any sense.
You know what I believe? I really believe they shouldn't do a 10-point system. They should. Well, you know what? Let's rephrase that.
There should be 10 judges.
No, definitely not. Hell no. Because then what, you get 5 and 5, you're still gonna get a split draw.
Yeah, because you still have then you don't have just, you know, maybe 2 assholes who can ruin a card with one guy having logic. You can still have a majority. I mean, I feel like it would be much better. Then you would still have, or give more point, or then expand the point system.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Everybody starts with 10 points, and depending on how you want to score, like you can make it a little bit. And maybe because I'm biased because of my Taekwondo background, but you get points. You get points for body kick, body punch, head kick is worth more points. Things of that nature. So if you have sustained leg kicks, that should be some sort of accumulation and should tick you down. I don't think a fighter, unless you're like Max Holloway against Calvin Kattar, should keep a 10-point round the entire time. I could see like 8-4 or something like that, you know, something around those lines. Like, oh, in the next round, oh, the other guy dominated. He won like 9-6. Whatever. And the judging, it would be weird. It would be fucking super bizarre world at first. But I think if you can come up with a decent idea of how to value the many techniques that you see in an MMA fight, in a real MMA fight that has leg kicks, takedowns, choke attempts, knockdowns, consistent jabbing and uppercutting and right hands, things, and that boxing aspect, you can try and figure out where you stand in terms of what is worth more. Is a one clear, because you'll see the fight where nothing happens. One guy will score one clear right hand, didn't really affect him at all, but it was a clean punch to the head or whatever. 10 points.
Yeah.
I don't find that value from that perspective. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. There's a lot to it. There's also like a little bit of something to be said for the idea of allowing, definitely for one, you know, I made a joke about putting these guys into a basement to watch the fight, but I'm kind of not joking. I mean, you put them in a box, dude. You put them in a fucking VIP box. You don't put them around the ring with all the fans and all this stuff. That's where they sit.
Like,
you know, if you don't know where MMA judges sit,
noise proof.
They sit further away from the ring than the announcers, and sometimes even some of the fans. They're like usually scooted off into an area. They can be. I've seen. They can't. They usually have like an area where they scoot them off at, and they have. In certain states are a little different, but normally they're trying to view the fight from the cage, just as almost any paying fan at the fight.
Yeah, each judge gets an angle. They get a section and an angle, and you know, it would make sense.
Right. That's what I'm saying. They put
you want to put him in a fucking shark cage looking thing, like you put him in a soundproof box above the cage.
We just show them the broadcast. I mean, they fucking show more on the broadcast than you see through the cage ever. I mean, it's just give them the same thing you give the fucking commentators. The commentators all have like 3 or 4 monitors in front of them.
So my question now,
why not give them that? I mean,
that's fair.
Give them everything possible that they could possibly use to judge the fight. I mean, it just seems nuts that the viewer at home is more.
To counterpoint that though, I understand and agree with your idea of letting fans going like, oh my God, how that can help sway an opinion. I mean, but do you find value? Because maybe you do. I'm not a judge, but would you find value in overhearing corner advice, corner disparity, things of that nature, and how that affects the fight in terms of whether it's implemented, whether it's not, things of that nature, like what's it called, like not body language, but like audio language, you know, hearing reactions from fighters based off of certain things that because you can see their physical reactions and facial reactions to the nature from a monitor. But if you have a completely muted broadcast where all they see is just the screen itself, they hear no audio, they hear it's just, you know, that's all they see. Does that affect you how you would judge? Maybe. I don't know. I'm not a judge.
I think it would. Yeah, I think all the senses affect how you judge. But I like where you're. I don't know. I wouldn't. But I do like where your thoughts are kind of going. I like more of a few years ago the idea or the talk of, hey, putting sensors in the gloves, putting sensors, like let's get some actual, like let's figure out numbers wise how hard, you know, guys are hitting. How, like, if there was a way to get a better biometric like data during the fight live, like live stats, like a much more comprehensive CompuStrike, then that would, I think, lend itself way
so hard though, because of the fact that you're putting in, no matter what, even if it's like 1 ounce, you're still putting in extra weight into the glove. You still need to antiquate.
But if you were able to measure how someone gives and someone could take, I mean, you could easily.
So I mean, but then now another question is, what happens when you have those fighters like fucking like Michael Chandler and Dustin Poirier?
Like, bro, imagine displaying that to the crowd. If you can display to the crowd the biometric data like on a UFC game.
Yeah, but I don't think that would be too accurate. You have those guys that just take fucking punches. And like, like you can tell on the biometric data, like, that did damage. But
I'm talking about dude, like some Westworld shit. Like we tap in the spine, like we're in there, dude. Like we know what's going on. That's what I'm talking about.
That seems like that'll be cage fighting 100 years from now, dude.
Well, maybe it will be, bro. Maybe it will be. And all this other nonsense you're talking about,
you and I will be laughing in hell about it.
You know? Yeah. Well, for sure. I will.
I'll be in purgatory laughing.
Yeah.
My purgatory would be I can't watch fights. I always thought about that, you know, like, my purgatory.
Would be like you would be hanging out with fucking what's his face? Damn, he just had it. I just had it, Lane.
If I know who you're going with, that's hell.
Let me bang, bro. Let me bang. Like he's just next to you, and that's all he's like. Let me bang, bro. Let me bang, bro. You talk to him, he's like, let me bang, bro. Let me bang, bro.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say like, you're in a room with Colby Covington and Colby Covington, Sean O'Malley, and fucking Tino Sabatelli. Not Tino.
Oh, bro, if you were in a room with Colby Covington and Sean O'Malley, you would be best friends. Let me tell you about my best friend. He's the one. Yeah, you would be. You'd be Cuddles McGee with Kobe. I guarantee fucking you all the shit you talk about Kobe. Don't like him this. I guarantee you. 10 minutes behind the fucking thing, you'd be like, next episode, you'd be like, he's not a bad guy. You know,
yeah, I mean, maybe if he's got one,
he's got pretty cool shoes.
He's got one of his paid hookers blowing me while we're talking, maybe.
Well, I mean, you're single. What's wrong with that? I mean,
yeah.
Maybe he'll.
Kobe's a pretty good guy. He gave me his second best hooker, and she blew me all night. It was fucking great.
There we go.
It was great.
Kobe's a pretty good guy. He's actually cool.
Yeah, we had whole ass conversations about why Trump maybe should be president while each of us blew our loads on this bitch's face.
All right, let's get back to the fight. Actually, like getting to the fight, like, yeah, you know, listen, we could go on and on about how we could fix the scoring system, but yeah, the actual fight of itself, I was shocked, honestly. Not shocked, but I mean, not shocked. Shocked's the wrong word.
We called it. We called. That's how he was gonna win.
I know, but I
want Jon to win. But Ankalaev is gonna win because of wrestling.
Well, were you not though? Were you not a little like just wow? Like Jon could not stop a fucking thing, dude. A thing. He couldn't. He got tired. He couldn't stop anything, dude. He couldn't stop it in the first. He couldn't stop it at all, bro. It wasn't about tired. It was technique and just there was nothing there. I mean, when I just don't.
If you had round two, Peter,
who did these guys bring in to wrestle with, man? Who's he been wrestling with? You got to. I don't know.
What's his camp? Yeah. Well, he trains in Europe, so he's not like one of these like premier camps.
Fair. Yeah, I just thought about that too. I'm like, wait a minute.
Who's he wrestling with? I don't know. Fucking some guy in Bulgaria.
He couldn't stop a takedown to save Poland. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just no way.
Probably not.
Like, he's just,
probably not.
You know what I mean? Like, Poland would fall again because Jan would not be able to stop that. It was infuriating, to be honest. Like, I didn't hate the fight at all. I thought. And
but you know what that also tells me?
It was super entertaining, but it was just like, God damn it.
You know what that also tells me, dude? Is
something.
There's levels to fucking wrestling because he wrestled the shit out of fucking Adesanya, and Adesanya couldn't do a goddamn thing. That's shows. What I was thinking the whole time. Does that tell like how low is Adesanya's wrestling? That Jan was the one that dominated your ass. I mean, it's pretty low. Granted, he was undersized. Adesanya was undersized because he was under 200 pounds for that light heavyweight fight. You know, but even so, dude, like.
The one thing that I thought Jan did amazing, he came in with that fucking calf kick, dude. He was lighting up that fucking lower leg.
Yeah, he was. That's why he won round two. He won round two because of that. He found it early in round one before shit got turned. Round two, he was landing that consistently.
You can't say that the leg kick in round two garnished more points than Ankalaev's takedown and control of the grappling situation.
But Jan got out of that. Jan got out of that in round two. He got out of it. And he went back to leg kick.
Giving him credit for damage in rounds 3 and 4 and 5 that may have happened in round 2, but didn't even show in round 2. You are a little bit. All right, look, but the point is that the leg kicks definitely fucking damage Ankalaev, and had Jan maybe stuck to it, you know, obviously kind of had to abandon it a little bit due to pressure.
He would have won if he would have.
Well, I don't know if he would have won. I think he.
I mean, shit, he fucking won on one scorecard and tied on another. So with these judges, he would have
won. He would have won. You're right.
He would have fucking won this one.
Dude, I thought this card was in Texas. This shit was so backwards, dude. I thought we were in Houston. Yeah.
It was. You know, you're not in Houston when there's no Derek Lewis losing.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
That's how you know you're in a Houston card.
That hurt my MMA pride, dude. But yeah, you're right. Hey, Lewis, fucking win in your hometown, bro. You know what I mean? God fucking damn it.
Horrible, bro.
Horrible. But look, yeah, Ankalaev, he knew what needed to be done. He applied the pressure. He outstruck Jan. I mean, he really did. I think the only problems that Jan really gave him.
CompuBox showed he didn't, which surprised me, but it was accumulation from the ground. That's why.
I guess you're right.
Ankalaev was so ahead. On the feet, he outstruck him, but on the ground where it mattered the most, he was dominated.
He was super dominant, and also too, when he was hitting Jan. I mean, he was hitting Jan. Jan was having a hard time getting past his parry and his guard. Yeah, he was just like not having any, you know what I mean? And like every time Ankalaev was throwing, I mean,
he was the boy with the bear on top of him. That's what he was.
For sure.
He was 8-year-old Khabib against the bear the first time.
And dude, how many fighters, especially Jan is fucking walking around 230 something pounds, bro. That guy is 4 in life. That guy is insane. And that guy is kicking you in the calf for 5 fucking rounds, dude.
Oh, dude.
How many fighters could have stood there and taken that fucking kick.
Well, you know what?
It's over and over again.
Fight.
And then continue.
You probably found that extra gear because it's a title
fight. But yeah, I mean,
you're gonna persevere, fool. You know.
Yeah, but a lot of fighters wouldn't. A lot of fighters would quit, especially that kind of pain. If you've ever been kicked in your leg, like a real leg kick, or like
I haven't, but I'm sure it's damn near fucking this deadly.
It's super painful. It's not. Yeah. I've never been hit full.
Well, it's like getting cracked with a whip on the leg.
Like. Just like if you go to MMA gym, and you've never been hit, just ask one of those guys to give you just like 25%.
You ever see Bo Hightower and his chiropractic videos?
He's a guy that like cracks you, and he's like.
So Bo Hightower is a chiropractor out in Albuquerque, and he works a lot on like he travels. He travels a lot, and all he does is basically
Diego Sanchez's guy, right?
Yeah, Diego Sanchez, Holly Holm, John Jones, and he's got the reason why I brought him up is there's a couple videos, 3 videos I believe off the top of my head, where he gets leg kicked in one video by Michelle Watterson, he gets leg kicked by Holly Holm, and he gets leg kicked by John Jones, and in each of those he's gimping.
I bet you the Holly Holm one hurts so bad because she's a kickboxer.
Yeah.
Oh, and she's probably got bird legs. She does have bird legs.
Oh dude. If I recall the video
John Jones too. John Jones has tiny legs.
If I recall correctly, I think Holly Holm asked, like, "Are you sure you want me to kick you like all the way?" He's like, "Yeah, it'll be good." Like John Jones kicked me, I'll be fine. And she fucking whop with the leg kick, and he's like, "Oh," and then he went down, and he was gimping.
I can't remember which radio show it was. I think it was Jim Norton, and it was maybe it was John Jones. And I think John Jones, he was like, "Kick me in the leg," you know. And it was like he every once in a while, like Jim. That was like back in the day when like there was like not a lot of MMA guys on any other thing than MMA podcast or radio shows, which there weren't a lot of. But Jim Norton would have on guys every once in a while, right? He'd have on guys every once in a while. And I remember, I think it was John Jones. Yeah, he was like, "Yeah, kick me in the leg," and like. Dude, it literally looks like John's playing. I mean, it looks like he's just barely throwing a kick, dude.
Yeah.
And the fucking face of Jim, he just
Jim Norton's also a fucking small human being, and John Jones is fucking John Jones, you know.
Yeah, well, most people are, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you're tall.
Most people are average.
You're 6 feet, right?
I'm 6. Yeah, I'm right there. I'm right there.
Jim Norton's like me. I'm 5'6".
I'm 6 foot, like 195 or 200. I'm 200 right now.
Yeah, I'm gaining weight. I feel so fat. I hate it because I haven't worked out in the last couple of weeks. After not working out, I'm working out for 2 days and then fucking potentially getting a hernia, which I still haven't figured out. It still hurts. Fucking doesn't help, guys.
Yeah, getting old, you know, getting a little
older.
I
am, dude. I wake up. There's more gray hairs. I get
younger.
I fucking crack every which way now. It's a shame.
Yeah, but anyway. I know. Anyway, but yeah, listen. The biggest thing about this fight is. Ankalaev got robbed, dude. I mean, he really did. He won this fight through and through. In my opinion, won the fight. I mean, these judges are fucking nuts, dude. He won the fight. No problem. You got it 3-2. I got it all 5 rounds.
You can maybe give him 4-1, and I would be fine with that. 4-1.
Okay, thank you. Compromise. I'll take that too. I understand what you're saying about I do, but at the same time, I still think, regardless, Ankalaev got robbed. He should be the light heavyweight champion right now.
Yep.
And, you know, before I was bitching about it, it's like, man, I don't really want to see another Dagestan guy. It's not because he's Dagestan. It's just the wrestling base. And it's just like, I don't really want to see another wrestling-based guy come in and, like, take over the division and just be that way. But, dude, the strikes he was throwing with Jan, man, I think there's a ton of great fights for him at fucking 205 as the champ.
Sure.
So, you know, but he'll be back. He'll be back. It's fine. It's not fine. It's actually incredibly fucked up. And you know, Dana White.
You know he's gonna get the winner of Jamal Hill and I was gonna say Anthony Smith, but they robbed him and Glover.
I mean, maybe, dude. Listen, Big John, or maybe it was Josh Thompson pointed it out, but you know, Dana announced this shit basically like
immediately.
These guys are fucking walking out of the cage. So it's like. He was pissed. And I just, in my opinion, that's just one of these things where it's just like, man, fuck Dana White. It just, what the fuck are you so mad about, bro? Like, what are you so upset about? What did these guys not go out there and murder? Why? Because you had 11 finishes before the last 2 fights? I don't get it. And it's just one of the instances where a guy like Scott Coker or even like organization, just different organizations like One and Shatri are just totally different people, because I just don't understand the disrespect. Anthony Smith, one of your best fighters, works for the company. You fucking disrespect him live on air? I mean, what the fuck? What kind of piece of shit company does that, man?
Yeah,
that is insane.
That's
crazy to me.
UFC really should take a number from Pride and from Scott Coker in particular.
They did. They bought them.
I said take a number, not take the company.
I'm sorry. Yeah, my bad.
But no, they should, dude. How hard is it to do a four fight, what's it called, mini tournament? How hard is that? That's not very hard. All right, so you're gonna put Glover and Jamal Hill. Okay.
Dana hates tournaments though, so you can't do it. You know what I mean?
It's so logical.
Dana doesn't like it, so you can't do it in the UFC. Dude. Just like the same thing where he's like, you know what? Tonight I'm gonna give everyone who finished a 50K bonus. We can't do this every time, but we'll do it today. You know what I mean? We'll do it whenever I feel like it. You know what I mean?
That should be the case all the time. If you got to finish, you get a fucking you get a bonus.
Like just make it a part of the show money. Then I mean,
that's what Shotzi does. Shotzi does that every fucking fight. Like, you get $50,000.
It's definitely one of the things that makes me want to not watch UFC, but it's just one of the things that doesn't attract me to UFC. It just and with these other promotions out there, I'm just like, okay, like especially like One. Like, yeah, I just don't understand. One is whether or not it is or it isn't. It's perceived and it looks like a scumbag move.
It is. One is by far the best organization for a fighter. If you want to make the most money and you have an owner that I think looks out for you the most, not that Scott Coker doesn't look out for his fighters, but Shatri really looks out for his fucking fighters. So
definitely seems that way.
Yeah. Scott Coker does to a certain extent. Scott Coker is not fucking mean old Grinch Dana White.
Coker's got a really good reputation among fighters. Yeah. Dana doesn't. That's just the bread and butter of it.
You got to be like fucking Patty in order to fucking get on Dana's good side.
Yeah, but if Patty doesn't do, Patty, that's what these guys don't understand. Is just like Dana literally.
That was a great transition.
Yeah, I love you. You're cool. You know what I mean? It's just like, hey,
that was a wonderful segue that you skipped. Maybe I did it too early, but that was a wonderful segue that we just.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Come back with it. It's okay. It's all right.
It's
Look, I'm just, it's the same thing though. I just don't understand. I don't get why Dana White is losing his mind at the press conference about the fight. I mean, if you're mad at anybody, be fucking mad at the judges, you idiot. They're the ones who got the fight wrong, not the fighters.
Yeah,
fighters didn't get the fight wrong. The fighters got the fight right. Anna Kalaev showed up. Jan showed up. They both went to war.
The fighters fought. They 100% of themselves.
He acts like it was an Anderson Silva fucking, Damian Maia fight in Brazil, dude. Like, grow the fuck up. That guy,
I was in Abu Dhabi,
doing fucking too many steroids is that dude.
I think it was Abu Dhabi, not Brazil.
It was Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
In
Brazil,
right.
They would have cheered no matter what.
So fucked. I invited so many people over for that fucking fight. And then I had to call so many people and be like, hey, that fight's actually at 1, not 9 tonight. So what are you doing right now? Want to come over? Wind up having like 3 people show up, dude.
And it was a shitter.
Steaks.
And it was a shitter.
And we put way too much cayenne pepper on all the steaks.
Oh my god! So you had hot mouth.
Dude, we're watching Anderson Silva suck. Completely suck, dude.
With hot mouth and dry mouth because you guys are probably high as shit.
I'm just like, this steak's good. You fucking die.
What a shitty fucking day. What, Papa?
Yeah, and it was the fights are over by like 3:00 in the afternoon, so we just kept drinking until the whole night. But yeah, then they had to get on a plane at like 5:00 in the morning, so that was cool. But yeah, look,
shit you do when you're young.
I don't know. I agree with you. I think Anna Kalaev is going to be waiting in the wings for another shot. He might have to take another fight and get a domination. I don't think that'll be a problem. I wouldn't mind seeing him run it back. But in my opinion, it doesn't need
if they run it back,
Kalaev already won.
Yeah, but if they run it back, is it going to be the same? Do you think fucking Jan fucking exclusively works on wrestling and leg kicks?
I think Ankalaev comes out and fucking railroads him from start to finish. Like, just his coach is not gonna fucking stand for that shit. His coach was getting ready to rip his head off in between rounds.
I think, I made that joke, but I half-heartedly mean it. That I think his coach fucked up him getting another shot because he demanded Dana White give him the fucking belt and chased him down and shit.
A lot of these fools are acting so silly after the fights, huh? They're just like running down Dana, and like Patty did the same thing, and I don't know, weird.
Yeah,
I don't know. But Jan, Angel brought up Jan fighting Smith. I don't think that's a bad fight. You know what I mean? Oh, poor Smith, give him something. Jesus Christ. But I
want out of all the guys in the division now, besides Yuri and Glover, I want Anthony Smith to get that belt.
Yeah.
Jamal Hill's gonna get it. He's gonna get it.
I don't know if he will, but he could be there.
It's a matter of when, but he's gonna be the champion at some point in his career.
I feel like Smith is almost like the Poirier now of the 205, where it's like he's one of the best in the world at any time, but also too just depends on the matchup, and you never know.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, and that's the thing too. Smith will go on like a 5-fight win streak, and then he's taking a warm-up fight, like not a warm-up fight, but like a stay busy fight, and he loses.
Well, he does the company a favor, you know what I mean? And he fights one of these up and comers and fucking gets him on the map, and he loses. So But all right, well, moving on. Co-main lightweight division, Patty Dabati versus Jared Gordon, which Jared Gordon won. Old Patty the Batty lost his first fight, you know what I again, but he didn't because judges again. You know what I mean? Like,
well, let me correct you. He didn't lose his first. He would have lost his first fight in the UFC. He's actually got 3 losses on his record.
Yeah, I know. I hear you, but yes,
some dude's gonna be like, he's already lost.
He's already in the UFC or whatever. So it's UFC card, guys. Let's get it controlled. But no, I mean, I don't know, dude. He just
I had Gordon win 29-28.
Yeah.
He won the first.
At no point at all watching that fight did I ever think that Patty won the fight.
No, he won the 3rd round.
I don't think anybody did.
He won the 3rd round, not relatively convincingly. I would say that Patty won the 3rd round relatively convincingly, and Gordon definitely fucking dominated in round 2. Again, same thing as I said earlier with Jan and Ankalaev, in my humble opinion. But round 1, you could give it to either. I gave it to Gordon. I thought he was more effective in round 1. I thought he won 29-28.
I think he definitely was more effective in round 1. Dude, Patty looked slow, and Patty was hungry for left hooks. He just was getting smashed. Yeah, he was eating those left hooks from Gordon and right too. But I mean, he had no. Is
the weight cutting catching up? Might be.
He's just not that good.
That too.
He's just not that good. Let's just be honest about it. He's just not. I honestly think you keep Patty.
That's lightweight, right? That's 55.
In England, man.
Is that 55 or 45?
Yeah. No, that's 55. You keep Patty over in England, and you have him help you build that brand there, which is always seems to be like it's building, but then it's also like dying at the same time. It's weird.
He's not beating any of these guys in the top 15.
None of them. And that's why I'm saying this.
None of them.
Just put him over there. I'm not saying it doesn't work in the US, but it kind of, I think he works way better over there. And this whole, you can have him fight guys over there against other English guys or other European guys and justify it as them not being ranked or whatever. You can make it work for that. You cannot bring him over to the US, put him in the top 15 and fucking dude, this kid is that no way. No way. There's not a person.
No, you're going to lead him.
We're going to pull up the rankings.
Every guy, you're going to lead him to slaughter. Ferguson, slaughter. McGregor, slaughter. Moicano, slaughter.
He might get over Ferguson just because he's older, but I think it would be a challenge for him.
It would be.
I don't think it would be easy.
Because Tony's going to fucking jiu-jitsu him to death.
Tony's going to weird him to death, bro.
And he probably will do that too.
Fucking sand in his face.
Start breaking. But no, like you do, just keep going down the list. What's it called? Ismagulov. That tough fight. Hooker, railroad. Jalen Turner, railroad. Sukarian, Railroad. Gamro,
Stop,
Railroad.
stop
Dos
it, Jalen
Anjos,
Turner.
Railroad.
Hold on.
Fiziv, Railroad.
Just go back to Jalen Turner for a second. Forget all those other guys you just said.
You just go down the list. You just
Jalen Turner would put him in such bad situations. It ain't even funny.
Yeah.
That the rest of those guys would definitely put him in, or most of them. But Jalen Turner is a terrible, absolute horrible matchup for somebody like him.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah.
He's got enough grappling to be like, no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. He'll stuff takedowns. He'll fucking do some damage on the ground if he takes him down.
Faviz, like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Are you get the
bro,
fuck out of here? What are you talking
about? Bro, that Faviz is only fucking 6. And you got the fucking rest of Murderers Row. Chandler, Dariush, Gaethje, Poirier, or Oliveira, and fucking Makhachev.
Those are all jokes. That's all jokes, guys. These are all jokes. There's just no way that Patty could even, like, there's no...
You can't sniff those guys. He can't sniff those guys. He can't sniff fucking Dos Anjos. I was there live last week where Dos Anjos fucking killed, what's his face? Barberina. No. Barberina would fucking kill Patty.
I just think if he had such, it was very telling. You know, if you had that much problems with Jared Gordon, I mean, dude, you're gonna have some issues.
Jared Gordon's no scrub, but he's not none of those top 15 guys.
Yeah, but I mean, Jared Gordon's like the guy like that the UFC uses to fucking bring a lot of people in, or you know what I mean? Like he's not like he's definitely like a jobber. You know, so
I wouldn't call him a jobber. He's a good hand. He's a good hand. He's a good test. He's one of the early gatekeepers.
But he's like a yard keeper. Sure. He, you know, yeah. I still, it's just weird. If you, hey, Insat, if you want to look into something, you want to investigate something. Maybe you should investigate this.
They're not going to though because fucking not John Jones.
I'm just saying though. I'm just saying you guys investigate James Krause for making some cash. You might want to check out what the fuck Patty Gimlet won.
Dana White fucking was all on fucking Patty's dick. Even though he didn't give him the bonus, he still was on Patty's dick saying fucking like.
Of course he was. That's the price. That's who they got the investment in. They didn't invest shit into Jared Gordon. Who's Jared Gordon? They don't know. They don't even know. He didn't even know. Dana didn't even know who Jared Gordon was. You know what I mean? Like it's just like, you know, no disrespect to Jared Gordon. I'm just saying that's how much he doesn't care. Yeah, about anybody that they don't spend money on. You know what I mean? And Patty's one of those guys. So if you're gonna UFC, you want to fucking keep spending millions and millions of dollars on this kid who's by the way, 1 or 2 interviews away from shooting himself in the fucking foot again. I mean, that thing with Ariel was a mess. But you want to keep putting this, you know, putting money into this kid. Keep him over the pond. Keep him over there. Have him keep fighting these fucking young guys. Grow UFC England. Grow UFC Europe over there. And let that be. That's fine, dude. You know what I mean?
They really should
push him like he's gonna fucking come up and take a belt sometime. That's
if Conor McGregor can make 155, they should build toward that
Warriors.
Fight. They should build toward that fight, Conor and Patty, and put it in Europe. If they ever have that stadium show,
what are you talking about?
No, they think they should, bro. If they ever have a stadium show in London, you build
his last fight.
It's a fight though. That's an English fight. Sorry, an England pay-per-view. Between Conor McGregor and Patty the Baddie, if Conor can make 155.
There's no pay-per-views in England, though.
Well, they're going to have the one over there where fucking Leon's going to fight in March. It's the first one. It's not their first one. It's their first one since 2014, I believe, is what they said. So they do have them. So and what's it called? Leon keeps saying, "I want a stadium show. I can sell out a stadium. I can sell out I can sell out what's it called? The Olympic Stadium. I can sell up what's it called?
For sure they would, but you don't need.
So that's a fight you put on there. Sure,
but you would. I mean, yeah, you could do that, but I mean, you could already both of them by themselves could fill the stadiums, right? So wouldn't you be better off just using both of them for? I mean, Conor's not fucking fighting over there. That's, I mean, maybe
Conor would love to fight in front of a fucking damn near hometown crowd.
I don't mean Conor himself. I just mean like the UFC is not going to do it. They're going to want him to be in Vegas or you know what I mean, like New York.
Yeah, but I mean, freaking, what about Ronda Rousey? They put Ronda Rousey in that stadium show against Holly Holm. I mean, aren't they Ronda Rousey and Conor McGregor in terms of the drawing power at their times on similar levels? I think that's inconsequential.
No. Ronda Rousey never even touched Conor. Not even close.
I agree.
Ronda Rousey's a subpar John Jones on the pay-per-view performance level. She is. They always built her up to be like this, like she's Conor's female equivalent.
Special attraction.
She's a special attraction, but I mean, she ain't selling and breaking pay-per-view events like Connor.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I don't know what you do with, you know, what you're gonna do with Pimlet now, you know, because I know we always do a what's next, but I don't know what you do with him.
You don't. Yeah, there's not much you can do.
I think you got to let this chill out. Let the smoke. Let all the conspiracy theorists talk for a while.
Yeah.
Like, let us call it a robbery for a year, and then fucking, I don't know. Because yeah, it's weird. It's weird. Of course, you're gonna have guys in his base. Hey, by the way, like all those guys, like all those dudes, those college frat guys in padding, like fucking wigs. That's a UFC like paying people, right? Like to go sit in the crowd. They're like,
no, I think there's people that are that crazy.
$20. Put this fucking wig on. I mean,
those are the same guys. Those are the same guys that have like the fucking Sean O'Malley wigs.
If you were out, who the fuck are you? By the way,
the fucking
no, dude, no, that's not the same guys.
And dick riders.
Sean O'Malley's got a real crowd. He's definitely got a real crowd for sure. He's definitely got some followers out there.
Fucking, like weirdo.
He's kind of got a dude love following.
He's got that. He's got the weirdo millennials, dude.
Yeah, he's got like he's a dude. He's like the dude love of UFC in a way. You know what I mean? Well, that would be cool. What if he came out with like a Cactus Jack persona where he was like Sean O'Malley? Like, I would really like him if he did that. But yeah, I still don't like him. Can't.
But you know, I agree with Angel that seeing Patty the Batty, I appreciate Sean O'Malley more because at least he fucking shows up and fucking actually wins convincingly, kinda. You know,
not really.
He won a lot. He won his fight more than Patty won his.
Yeah.
You could say that. He won his fight against Peter Yan more than Patty won against Jared Gordon.
But he didn't win against Peter Yan. He lost against Peter Yan.
He won. According to the judges, he won.
Okay. Wow. So we're going according to the judges.
Yeah. I had Yan up 3-2 on that fight too. Yeah. I thought he won 2-1. I thought Yan won 2-1, but you know, that third round. And that's really at the end of the day when it boils down to it, and in that close fight 1-1, you know, Gordon, you can definitely say that about. Again, I agree. I disagree that it was 1-1, but if it is 1-1, Gordon, he failed. And same thing with Yan in his fight against O'Malley in round 3, he failed. You know, you can say whatever you want.
How did he fail?
Because he fucking they both got dominated in the third round. Patty definitely won round 3, no doubt. No doubt Patty won round 3.
You're going to fucking blow your lid, dude. Same fucking thing. These judges have fucking round 3 going for fucking Jared Gordon.
What?
The only one that didn't was Chris Lee.
It's ridiculous.
It is, bro. It's completely ridiculous. You know what else is ridiculous?
For a side job, I want to become a fucking judge. Where do I sign up?
Bro, right? Like, seriously. That's what I mean. Like, where are these fools getting... Where are they getting these contracts at, dude? Like, this is.
Well, again, they're employed by the state of Nevada, so.
I hope Jared Gordon. Yeah, I hope the UFC does Jared Gordon a solid, gives him a good fight. His next fight, he definitely deserves it.
I don't know.
Jared Gordon, look.
How dare you?
I have to go back and watch that fight, but I didn't even have Patty winning round 3. I thought Gordon outstruck and outgrappled him in all 3 rounds. He really did. And I had him winning.
I thought Patty was doing way better in round 3. He clipped him with several hard shots in round 3.
Clipped him, but he wasn't even
put a lot of men down. And
Gordon
beat them shits.
Yeah, but Patty went in there thinking he was going to out-grapple Gordon. And Gordon was like, yeah, that was a mistake. I know how to fucking grapple, too.
That was a mistake. No doubt that was a mistake.
Yeah, that was a mistake, dude.
No doubt.
Yeah, no doubt. He learned real quick. So, I mean, look, I don't know if that's where Patty's been or if that's been his scene, but, you know, definitely wrestling in England and over the pond is not the same as it is in the United States. So I don't know. Maybe he's just been very dominant over his scene there, over locals. You know.
Well, yeah, he came from Cage Warriors. He was a champion in Cage Warriors.
Yeah,
he came in with a bunch of hype.
Which is probably yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I mean, Cage Warriors, no matter what, is the premier non-UFC feeder system that there is. No doubt. If you come from Cage Warriors and you're a champion in Cage Warriors, you're not a schlub. You're somebody. And
I mean, besides like Bellator and, you know,
honest to God, I would say that the talent in Cage Warriors at minimum is really, really close to most of the talent in Bellator. When you get to the upper echelons of Bellator, no. When you get to the upper echelons of Bellator, no. But when you get to when you're in the lower rungs of Bellator, I think Cage Warriors talent is better.
Now I have a question for you. How does Cage Warriors talent, since you have that high opinion of them, how does Cage Warriors talent match up against that, say, of the PFL?
Kind of close. Kind of close. Can't lie.
I can't lie.
Can't lie. The top PFL talent, most of the top PFL talent is like mid-tier, like Bellator, maybe a little higher.
Look, most of the PFL talent is pretty good. It's not the talent or the fighters. The PFL is the problem.
Oh, it's the organization.
It's the organization, hands down. So please don't get it twisted. I'm not.
Yeah, we don't shit on the fighters.
The fighters or of the PFL. Although I do think it's interesting that some of them have gone over there with certain parts of their career, but whatever, they're paying. But it's still like one of those things where it's
Rory definitely went over there so he can get easy fights, no doubt. He went over there so he can get easy fights, close out his career. And he wanted to be like a John Fitch, basically, where John Fitch just fucking like coasted his entire PFL WSOF run.
He pretty much coasted his entire UFC run too.
They released him because he was bland as fuck, and then
he coasted. He dominated. He dominated every person.
Yeah, he did.
He killed everybody.
Most people.
I don't know if he coasted in WSO. I mean, in World Series fight. No. I think he just dominated everybody they had in the same way like Ben Askren dominated everybody over and won for a while. You know what I mean? Like,
there
was just not anybody on his level.
They couldn't keep up with pure American wrestling.
Yeah, mine.
But again, that was before the Dagestan. I would love to see Ben Askren. I would love to see peak Ben Askren versus like a Makhachev.
Oh, it's just Askren's too patient. I can tell you that right now.
I can see that.
He's too patient. There's not enough pressure.
Yeah.
The pressure, the Dagestani pressure is different for sure.
Yeah.
You got to be like someone like what's his name? He just NCAA Gable. You've got to be somebody like that. Yeah,
he's so fucking massive. Imagine Gable Stevenson
or Gordon Ryan. You've got to be like a grappler, like a Gordon Ryan, who's just uber aggressive and always pushing for stuff. You cannot be I mean, Ben Askren is almost a catch wrestler. You know what I mean? Like, so you kind of can't do that against some Dagestani guys. They're like, it's almost like their style was made to destroy that style of wrestling.
Yeah, well, I mean, because who wrestles better besides Dagestanis? Americans, pure American NCAA Division I wrestlers. Who else do you have?
I'm not saying that I'm just saying, do they wrestle better than Americans?
Right now they are, since they got half the fucking belts across all of fucking MMA.
That's what I'm saying. So like you're
right now, Dagestani wrestling is the premier wrestling.
Yeah, but there's no real representation of actual American wrestling hardly in MMA.
There is, bro. The pedigrees, excuse me, the pedigrees of all these top fighters being former Division I wrestling.
Who is Khabib fought that was a top tier wrestler? Who is Makhachev fought? Don't pull it up. Just tell me who is Makhachev fought.
I'm not good with backgrounds like that. I'd have to see the name,
but because you don't know any, because there's none to be. There's not any. There's not.
If I see the name, I would remember the wrestling.
Yeah, but none of them. Some of them might be Division I wrestlers even. But I'm saying these guys coming out of Dagestan that are wrestling, dude. There's not like a, it's not like they're all going off to their own NCAA and like pursuing wrestling or whatever. Their main channel is through MMA and Sambo, which is MMA itself. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think it's different because the art and the sport itself is rooted to thrust into MMA. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I don't know. I would love if one did a Dagestani versus American wrestling card or a couple matches.
Well, they're doing the
that would be cool.
They're doing the what's called the grappling championship, and so far they've got the American Cade, or
maybe on Submission Underground.
Some Brazilians, so this is jiu-jitsu basically. It's grappling, but it's
grappling.
Jiu-jitsu. Yeah, it's jiu-jitsu. Everything's jiu-jitsu.
Some really good grappling that's come out the last couple of years. EBI, Flow Grappling.
Yeah.
Submission Underground.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of if you're a grappling fan, there's some out there for you.
And it's not boring UFC grappling. It's fucking they're going for it. They are going for it.
Well,
some of the most entertaining parts of one are the grappling. The grappling.
If you want to get into some real crazy grappling, check out Combat Jiu-Jitsu on Bravo, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, that is insane.
Yeah,
you guys are like,
Yeah, you got to do a palm strikes. Yeah, you got to do a palm strikes.
It's like pancreas and shit. You know who's the king of that? Freaking Boss Rutan, dude. Boss Rutan knocked out. I think it was Aoki. I think he knocked out Aoki at pancreas with that tiger fucking palm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That who was the guy from Napoleon Dynamite? Uncle Rico.
Oh my god.
So all right, well let's move on.
Now we get to the finishes. This should be quicker.
Yeah, catchweight. It was a catchweight fight between Santiago Ponzinibbio, and
I don't know how this fight made it above
Morano,
Duplessis and fucking Till, but okay.
I don't know either, but it was a great fight, dude. It honestly,
it was a very good fight.
It was supposed to be there. That's where it was supposed to be. Yeah, because it was a little bit better, but it was still it was right there. The energy. I mean, dude,
Morano was doing.
I love.
Morano was doing great.
Bro. Yeah. Huh? Oh, Morano was.
He was doing great that fight.
Listen. He came out, man. He came out with pressure. He was pushing Ponzo around.
Yeah, nothing to lose.
Ponzo really didn't even almost. It's not like he wasn't fighting, but he was. Sometimes it takes him a while to get going. That first round, especially.
Yeah.
And yeah,
he took advantage. Morano took advantage.
Of that hard. Yeah. But dude. I love me some Ponzo, bro. He's so entertaining. He's so
I laughed when you said he gave him stroke face.
He did. He really did.
I laughed just so hard when
he was losing. He was just like crack, stroke face. And then fucking it was over, dude. He just went. Morano went down like a fucking light.
I should not laugh. I'm a piece of shit for laughing at stroke face.
I mean, dude, it's what happened. His face went nuts, and he literally just hit the ground. And yeah, it was over. It was just over. And all of a sudden, Ponzo is winning the fight. It's over. He won the fight.
He was losing. He was down on the cards. He was down on the cards 2-0, and he fucking managed to give guy stroke face with a punch and fucking finish him with strikes.
The scorecards were as follows. The first one was 10-9 for one round for Morano, 9-10 for Ponzinibbio. All other judges gave rounds 1 and 2 10-9 to Morano.
So I don't know where they would have seen. He did marginally better in round 2, but Morano was still tagging him pretty clearly and effectively.
And yeah, him and Doug Crosby were smoking the same stuff. But yeah, he was losing hands down, and he would have continued to lose in that third round too. I mean, let's just be honest.
He was doing better than that before the stroke face. He had found his timing. He was hitting him a little bit better in that round, and that's what enabled him to get that punch. So he was doing better. He figured out the timing by that point, but he was so down on the scorecards. He needed something massive. He needed a 10-8, and he got the knockout, which is even better. But I think he needed a 10-8. Yeah,
was on point.
Yeah, great. The jab is the key. If you're ever going to box, the jab is the key. The jab is your key to opening up the doors to every other punch you'll need. And even in MMA, a jab or a jab-like kick, like the teep kick, like the thigh kick, those will open up doors to every other combination you can use.
Well, he opened the hell out of this door. He ran through this door, and yeah, it was It was insane, but good for Ponzo. I mean, it's been a while since he's got, I feel like it's been a while.
I think it's a second straight win. Because he had come back, he had a blown ACL. He came back in Argentina, dominated Neil Magny in Argentina.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
dude, he dominated Neil Magny. People forget about that. Dominated Neil Magny.
Yeah, and Neil Magny's has a premier fight, I believe, coming up.
Yeah.
So.
And it was good to see him have a moment with Dana White too. He ran up to Dana White after the fight. You know what I mean? He jumped off the cage, and him and Dana got to talking. So
give me $50,000.
Yeah, and that's what I was wondering. I'm like, I bet you.
$50,000 güey.
I bet you didn't even ask. I bet he was just like, just shooting the shit, just like, just talking about the fight. You know what I mean? Just everything that's paid off, and but yeah, it was
nice guy. Cool, not a dick in the sport.
He got $50K regardless. He still got
and every other fighter got $50K.
And every other finisher got $50K.
Yeah.
So yeah,
every Tom and Dick got $50K except for Harry.
I don't know what you do with it because it's a catchweight fight. You know what I mean? Because it was a last minute thing.
Well, they're 170s, right?
I know Ponzo's 170. Yeah, Ponzo's 170.
Morano's 55 normally, right? If I recall correctly, Morano normally fights at 55, maybe 70.
No, I think he fights at 170 because they came in heavy. He would have came in light if he was lightweight. They came in at 180, but that's what I'm saying. If he was a lightweight, I think he would have been.
Depends on how you keep yourself in shape. Regardless, I mean, Ponzinibbio. I mean, Magny's got a good shot. Let's see Ponzinibbio versus what's it called? Right now the 15 Daniel Rodriguez, 14 Michel Pereira, 13 Michael Chiesa. Put him with those guys. Let's see.
Yeah,
he beat Magny. Magny's 12.
You're right. You're totally right. Yeah.
There you go. 11 Masvidal. You know, you can go. You know, down.
Give him Usman.
No. Him versus Vicente Luque at 8 would be great. Rachmanov, that would be decent too.
Okay, let's stop there though, because I think that's probably about where we need to see if he can bust through that.
Yeah. For now, you want to give him basically Rodriguez, Pereira, or fucking Chiesa.
Yeah,
I don't know how he's. Well, I guess it can't be the injury because he beat Magny. Like that don't make no sense. Is it activity? I guess. I mean, Magny looked great in his last couple fights, but I mean, shit. The fact that he's not ranked, I don't know, man. And this is after the fights because we're on Tuesday and we see shit. So I don't know, bro. But yeah, give him one of those.
Try to make the sense out of UFC rankings, you will melt your mind. So
I know. So give him 13 through 15. That'll be the next great fight for them. And if he can break through that, then hey, maybe he's gonna start a little run. We shall see.
Maybe so. We'll see. I'm hopeful. I like I said, he's very entertaining. I just like the whole package. Good.
Yeah.
Good dude.
Yeah, that's what she said.
That's what she said. All right, moving on. That's also what she said. So Till versus Duplessis. I mean, dude,
great fight.
Wow,
great fight.
Fireworks. Just
great fight.
Yeah.
Till survived. He survived in round.
Well, he survived. He was also having a chat with Mark Smith. I mean, you know, Duplessis was actually fighting, and Till was worried about talking to Mark Smith half the time.
Yeah, so he bitched a couple times.
There was that,
and then he got clocked in the fucking head, and he had to cover up because like, oh, that one hurt.
It's like, dude, what are you, Michael Bisping here? Like, calm the fuck down, you know? Like, fucking, my mouth guard, fucking Anderson. Damn, bro, Anderson's still a savage for that. He was just like, what's that? Wham! Like, dude, what a low ball move.
No joke,
but still, hey, you got, that's why he's the spider. But yeah, you know, Duplessis, dude, came out to fight. Good Lord.
Yeah, he wanted to kill him. He wanted to murder.
I thought he was going to die.
Murder him.
I thought he was going to die in the second round. I'm like, dude, this guy's so gassed.
He's gassed.
Like, those big muscles, bro.
Till survived round one, took advantage of the fact that fucking he outpunched himself toward the end of that round, as well as going into round two. And he had Duplessis on the ropes, but Duplessis, credit to him, he found that other lung, he found that gear that he needed, and blew out fucking Till in round three. Blew him
out. It wasn't enough. And then Till was tired. Till blew his wad in round two, and then also too, you know, that's what I mean. Like he's sitting, honestly, in round one,
he blew his wad in round two, and it was never going to be enough.
But it was also round one because whenever when you're up against the cage, all right, and you're trying to turn around and you're getting smoked in the back of the head by Duplessis, who's not throwing pillows, by the way. He's throwing hammers, dude. He literally was just wrenching fucking.
He wanted to leave his fist and imprinted in his face.
And Till seemed to be more concerned about, like I said, telling Mark Smith, I'm okay, than actually trying to get out of the position. I mean, it was nuts.
Yeah, there were at least a couple times when he got caught in the clinch, as well as against the cage. All you gotta do is spin him. You fucking train with Khamzat Chimaev.
Yeah.
You're telling me you can't get out of those situations because you know Khamzat's putting him in those every single training session. You know he's putting him in those positions.
His phone was just like, comes out. He's like, I'm not answering it. I'm not answering, bro.
Did you see Khamzat's response to his loss?
No, I didn't.
No, he's like, I put Fat Boy up for sale. That's what he said. He said, I put Fat Boy up for sale.
No, he's got no right calling him Fat Boy, by the way.
He called him Gay Boy. I put Fat Boy up for sale.
But yeah, he's the towel boy. But look, the fucking that is.
Yeah, he said after the fight.
I'm sure Darren will. Tell he's
he takes that shit.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, still though. Yeah. I mean, what the fuck is, apparently you guys have only been making fucking 15-second short clip videos and not actually training together because he didn't learn nothing from fucking Khamzat, dude.
Duplessis is great. But if you're training with Khamzat, you could get out of those positions, dude. You can get out.
Well, he said, he gave an interview and he said, I think he told Ariel, he's like, yeah, I've been training with this Russian kid. And I think everyone thought he was talking about comes out, but he wasn't. He was talking about some young Russian wrestler, some sambo guy that he was training with. And yeah, apparently that guy sucks. Don't train with that guy anymore because it didn't work out too well. Yeah, I don't know, dude. That was weird.
Not even wrestling because he got tapped out. And he, you know, and the other thing is he tapped quick
too.
He tapped quick.
Yeah,
he tapped
there wasn't
he didn't want none. He didn't want no more.
He was done. He
didn't want no more. For
yeah,
sure.
it was weird. It was weird. Yeah,
I don't know why. Plummeted down the rankings, right?
That was so weird that he came out and said he was training with a Russian kid. Probably should have picked a Ukrainian. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it didn't make any, yeah.
Yeah, you know, he tumbled out the rankings, right? Actually, they haven't updated this. Oh, they haven't updated this yet. The new rankings, he's 15. Duplessis is fucking what's it called? 10.
And 15 is probably being nice. I mean, that's just, you know what I mean? But like, dude, anytime Till tried to be offensive,
he went below Chris Curtis, who had we'll get to briefly in a little bit. Chris Curtis got his knockout, and so he's below Chris Curtis. Yeah. Yeah,
but I mean, look, going back to the fight, dude, you know, Till, anytime Till tried to be offensive, dude, Duplessis just put him on his ass. And that's what I mean by it. That it must have been so infuriating
he bit down in his mouth.
And I have to watch that because it's just like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? Or it was the same thing, like I said, with Jan, but that's a little bit more expected. Till's been working on wrestling or whatever, supposedly, right? You know what I mean? Like Kevin Holland, and just getting.
Yeah, but you know, at the same time, like, bro, with the amount of stuff that you were saying,
Duplessis is not a wrestler, dude. He's not like a. No. He's not, you know, he's not a wrestler.
He stands in trades.
Yeah, he didn't go to NCAA. I don't know if you heard him talk after the fight, but
he stands in trades.
He did not go to Kansas. You know, he wasn't on the Oklahoma State wrestling team.
Yeah, I was gonna say Kansas is not really known for their wrestling, but Oklahoma State is. Yeah, you're right.
But my point, Duplessis is not even from the USA, bro. Like he's not he's not American. Belgium. You know what I mean? Yeah. So his wrestling background can't be that accomplished. So to do that to Till is that's just weird. And I mean, it finished. You know, the fight got finished. Duplessis just taking a dump, dumping him on his ass, and then same thing, just giving up. Didn't even. It was a half rear naked choke. It
wasn't in. It was on the jaw. Weird. I'm sure it hurt, but he didn't fight out of it. Didn't do anything. He's just like, okay, daddy.
What do you do with Till?
Give him a fucking unranked guy and see if you can build him up. And if you, bro, I mean, honest to God, I think was he like 2-5 in his last fights at this stage, bro. Give him a lower ranked guy. Let him try and keep his ranking. See if he can't get an impressive win. If he loses against that lower ranked guy that's not even ranked, at this stage you got to dump him. Let him go to Bellator or PFL.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, because I mean, when you lose to 14 and you're 10, I mean, fuck.
Bro, like I said, he's just on that fucking losing streak. Let me click on his name real quick so I can let you know. No,
he's on a two-getter. That's the second one. Yeah, that one is the second.
No, he's not. He's definitely he's on. He's lost fucking what's it called? He's lost, bro. His last fights, he lost against. I'm gonna load them all. Fuck it. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So. His last significant win was against Stephen Thompson back in 2018. Since then, he's lost against Woodley, Masvidal. He beat Gastelum, lost against Whitaker, Derek Brunson, and now Duplessis. He's the Woodley fight out of his last like 6 fights. He's 1-6 right now, dude.
He should have never took the Woodley fight. That's where it all went wrong. He took the title fight way too early, and a lot of people called it.
Where it all went wrong. It's where it all went wrong. Yeah. Since then, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's 1-5 in his last 6 fights. Dude, if he loses against an unranked opponent in his next fight, he's done. Yeah. He's done. And granted, I just gave you fantastic fighters. I gave you at least fucking 2 I gave you at least 2 Hall of Famers right there, with Whitaker and fucking and no matter what you want to say about Masvidal's going to be in the Hall of Fame for that knockout. So no matter what people want to say about Woodley, fucking top tier, top 5 welterweight of all time. He lost against 3 significant guys, 2 really good guys, and fucking no matter how much shit I talk about Derek Brunson, he's still a really good fighter. He lost against Derek Brunson, and so and now Duplessis, solid fighter. And he's not losing against scrubs, but Duplessis
is more than solid fighter. Duplessis definitely has the ability to get up there if he wants. If he can, I'd love to see him. You know,
the bigger question for me isn't what you do with Till, because Till's on the outs. I think the bigger question is what do you do with Duplessis now?
Well, that's why I waited to ask you to. That's why I asked about Till first.
I got a good fight. I got a good fight for you.
I do too. Who's your fight?
Dolice.
Fuck you, bro. Get out of my head, dude. That's exactly. I was literally looking at this. I'm like, bro, him and Roman Dolice is fireworks. That is amazing. Yeah,
do it.
That's insane.
Do it. Put that as a co-main on a fight night, or even a main event on a fight night.
Because I'm like, dude, I'm looking at Jack Hermanson, and it's like, yeah, he's the gatekeeper, but I'm like, yeah, but what is he going to do to Jack Hermanson if he did that to Darren Till?
He just
give him, you know what I mean? Yeah, let's give him Dolice. Either that or Strickland. I would love to see that. I'll give you two options: Dolice or Strickland.
You know, I'll give you a third one.
He ain't fighting Costa. Costa ain't fucking fighting.
No, I'll give you a third one that's a lower ranked, but it will be a signature win. Gaslam.
Yeah.
As a third option, he's going to fight a lower ranked opponent, but Gaslam's still a name.
I don't like the matchup. I think Gaslam dominates him.
With the wrestling?
Yeah, for sure.
They have similar gas tanks.
No, they don't. but I think Gaslam would. I don't know. I don't think that would be an exciting fight. I'm trying to think more.
It wouldn't be nearly as it wouldn't not like Strickland, not like
you're right. It would be a good fight, but I think Roman Dolice is the fight to make.
Yeah,
because Roman Dolice and Duplessis are kind of in the same place right now. So let them go against each other and let's see who springboards.
And then the winner of that can get like a Sean fucking Strickland
and put him on either have him headline one of these little fight nights or have him co-main it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I'd have him headline it. Fuck
the winner, bro. The winner of
Dolice
and fucking and Duplessis should either face fucking Strickland or Derek Brunson if you want to keep move them up higher. That'll be another good fight between them.
Blood Brunson, dude.
Fucking hate Blonde Brunson, but
Blood Brunson. Blood Brunson, bro. I don't know.
I only know Blonde Brunson.
No, remember Blonde Brunson? Remember Derek? You know what I'm talking about?
I probably do, and I'm just not.
Jared Cannonier. Remember after he beat.
Oh yeah.
First thing he said, he was like, "I turned Blonde Brunson into Blood Brunson." It was like, yeah, dope line. It was a great line.
I can't wait to see Cannonier fight again.
I love Cannonier, man.
He's really good.
He's my favorite Army reject. So moving on, Bryce Mitchell.
We got this terribly wrong.
Bryce Mitchell versus Eli Topuria.
We got this so fucking wrong.
He'd be like, yeah, because Bryce Mitchell got wrecked way too much time on the flat Earth theory, and
wrecked.
He actually said after the fight that it was fake gravity. It was a major factor into why he. I know. I was like, dude.
People that are listening to the podcast can't see the face I make, but I just made a what the fuck face.
You got to stop. You know what I mean? Like, he actually came out and said that he had the flu and that he shouldn't have gone on with the fight.
Excuses.
I'm like, dude.
Correct.
You got fucking wrecked. Like, come on.
Even
if you got wrecked, no one cares about the flu, okay? You talked a bunch of bullshit about this fight before. Talked about how you wanted to have this interview with Joe Rogan. Lost the fight. Didn't even give an opportunity to have this thing with Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
It's like, dude. Yeah, he lost. Yeah.
Wrecked, dude.
Topuria is for real. And fucking came out like a cannon.
Yeah.
And dude.
I got his next fight. I for you. I got two good fights for you.
Hold on. Let's go through this fight first. But yes, look, Topuria, dude, he stuffed a couple takedowns early. And it was just as Mitchell thought that was the key. Like once he realized, he was like, okay, this guy's got me on the feet.
And Mitchell got a takedown, and Topuria got up fairly fast from that as well.
It was a takedown, but it didn't merit anything. You know what I mean? In the first round, dude, there was there was two takedown attempts almost back to back that Mitchell tried, and Topuria easily stuffed him. And that right there.
And there were more than two, bro, because he had the two that he stuffed. He had the two that he stuffed, and then he had another one that he used his balance.
I know there were more than two. I'm saying those two that he did that was like the precursor for the whole fight.
Yeah.
Because it literally, that's how the rest of the fight went. It was literally just like Mitchell trying to do, and Topuria like, nope, you're not doing that. I'm better, way better. Grappling, Mitchell tried to,
Yeah. He was
got submitted.
He got submitted.
He got fucking, dude. Like we weren't just, like you said, we weren't just wrong. We were so wrong. I mean, we were dead wrong. But everybody was. Everyone thought Mitchell was going to go in there and submit him,
Yeah.
And dude. No, it went the exact opposite.
I'm happy for fucking. I'm happy.
Topuria went in there with head movement that Edmund Targaryen would have been fucking proud of, bro.
Head movement. Head movement.
Edmund would have been happy with it, dude, because he was gone in there.
Yeah, Bryce couldn't touch him.
No,
Bryce could not touch him. Topuria
wasn't fast enough.
Topuria, the only blood Topuria had on him was Bryce Mitchell's fucking broken nose. Yeah, that's the blood he had on him.
What did he submit him with? It was a I can't remember. Let me pull it up here.
Was it naked?
No. It was a slick little it was an arm triangle. It was a slick little arm triangle choke.
Yeah.
And so it was pretty that was pretty awesome. It was pretty
rare. In the times where you get guillotines and fucking rear nakeds, you know, and once in a while you'll get a fucking what's the one? You'll get a Von Flu every once in a while. You know, you don't see many people fucking get arm triangles or, you know, any of that. You know, so that's slick. But bro, like you said, he's fucking for real. He's for real. We ate all the crow on that, and I'm so excited to see Topuria try and climb these ranks, dude. He's a fighter to look out for in 2023. He is a fighter to look out in 2023. Big time.
Big time.
You want to know my fights?
What's that?
You want to know my fights?
Oh yeah, sorry. I already forgot. I was about to move on. What fight did you fight for Topuria?
We're gonna go with Giga Chikadze.
Ooh.
And then if you really want to shoot him and if you really want to give us a banger, Korean Zombie.
Oh.
If you really want to give us a banger and see if Topuria can fucking make it into the top 5, Chan Sung Jung.
Let's give him Chikadze first. Let's see how that goes before we give him. Hey, let's see if it's gonna be the Giga show again. And you know,
give him Giga, bro.
Dude, that was I can't forget that, dude. When Giga, I feel bad for him because like you watch it now. I saw it the other day. It was like, it's the Giga show now. It's like, damn, bro.
Yeah,
like he thought he was coming out. You know what I mean? Like I hope it happens for him eventually. He had like a pre-Jeremy Stevens Conor.
Imagine a fight night with fucking co-main and main in some capacity being Duplessis and fucking and Dolitze, and then Giga and fucking Topuria.
Are you building cards now? Damn. I like that.
Hey, don't give it no shitty Apex fight either. Put that shit. I was looking at
Shelby. You know what I'm saying?
I looked at the very briefly on Saturday or Sunday. It was the schedule coming up, and they have the first, I think it's like 3 out of the first 5 shows in 2023 are going to be at the Apex, but come March they're going to be moving to, I believe, the Mirage or something like that, one of the smaller arenas in Vegas that are within the casino. Put it there. And on top of that, which will make it even better, whenever you have those shows, whether it's the Apex or one of those smaller casino shows, you get a smaller octagon. You're forcing them to fucking bang even more because there's less room to run, less room to grapple,
less room to get around or escape from certain things. You'd be you'd definitely be in some trouble.
Do it.
I do it. More power. Yes. I'm down for it, dude. For sure. I love the Chikadze matchup. That to me, that makes all the sense in the
world. Love putting my little Mick Maynard hat on.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say little Mick Maynard, Sean Shelby hat. You know what I mean? We should.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh my god, I just thought of a great idea. We should fucking print off Sean Shelby and Mick Maynard fucking faces, and when we do the what's next version, we should fucking throw.
If we had the money, we could get like the fake masks.
Dude, we don't need the money. It's even more hilarious to just do that the UFC weigh-in show just does the popsicle things with the
the little popsicle face, the stick.
That's all we need to do. I just get some nice paper from Walmart and print it. We have some of that thick paper.
Yeah,
that would work, dude. We should do that next time for sure.
All right, let's go on to
all right, moving on.
Yeah.
We got Raul Rosas Jr. versus
Mike at the bar. I didn't see the fight because the bar cut it off at around 9:30. For some reason, the fucking shit went out and they were like, "Oh, well, we're not going to change it because we're just going to have to change it again in 30 minutes." So I didn't see that fight, and I was busy texting and calling you. That was around the time that I was on the phone with you, to call you. Like, dude, you watching the fights? I forgot there were fights. And yeah, dude, are you frozen or are you just listening? I can't tell. I think he's frozen. My man froze. God damn it, Andy. God damn it, Elon Musk. You son of a bitch. If I remove him and add him to stream, let's see what happens. No, I've lost him. I've lost my man. Andy. You wanker. Andy, you wanker. God damn it. All right. Well, I guess it's a one-man show until Andy gets back. Well, there he dropped. All right. It's a one-man show while he get back. All right. So, truth be told to the audience, I didn't get to see this fight because, like I said, the bar cut off the fight and didn't want to put it back on. Raul Rosas, for all the shit that he talked, he backed it up. He backed up all that shit talking and completely dominated old boy. Completely, absolutely dominated him. Got the submission, I believe, sub 2 minutes, if I remember that correctly. And it wasn't even close. It was not even close. And oh boy. I mean, the big talking point at the end of the day is that the kid is 18 years old and he is destined, no matter how much I don't really like the way he looks and the way he talks shit, but he's destined for stardom if the UFC can do it right. We see a lot of those guys. We've seen those guys in the past with like the Sage Northcutt and things of that nature. You know, these young fucking superstar kids that are flashy. And then they don't end up, you know, they not necessarily being a flash in the pan, but they end up not necessarily being, you know, the guys that we thought they were, the guys that we thought they were destined to be. Raul Rosas, so far looks like he's going to live up to that billing and then some. Not for nothing, I will give him credit. I read a good article about him in regards to him having to sacrifice his senior year so he could train for this fight. And he talked about, I always thought I'd be in the UFC, but I didn't think I'd still be in high school. And, you know, he talked about all the stuff that he's missing as a kid, missing as a normal high school kid, you know, like with school and friends and, you know, running to the lunchroom to get pizza for his little lunch or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah, I was filling time. I was giving them my thoughts on the Rosas fight while you fucking had shit internet there.
Sorry, guys. Just had, you know what I mean? I was just done with you, dude. Just done with whatever you were saying. No,
we need to keep this clip though, because I was actually giving like a real like background while I was waiting for you, dude.
Were you? Sorry.
Yeah, I was giving a real background. I was
talking about. I lost power there for a second. I don't know what the hell happened.
What the fuck?
Just, power went out for, I don't know, probably 15 seconds.
Them coyotes eating your line.
Yeah, the coyotes are chewing on the cables. I had to go whack them off with the broom.
God dang coyotes! I'll tell you what.
That's my favorite explanation, dude. I'm just gonna start telling people that from now on we lose power. Like coyotes again. Just keep chewing on the cables.
No, I was filling them in about how Rosas. I didn't see the fight, but he dominated him 2 minutes. And then I was telling the story that I had read about how Rosas had to quit his senior year of high school in order to train for this fight. And he talked about, I always thought I'd be in the UFC, but I never thought I'd still be in high school. And he talked about the things that he missed, you know, from high school, like hanging out with his friends and running over to the schoolroom to get pizza. And, you know, it's wild that you would think like, 18-year-old hasn't had to do shit. But to be 18 years old and to be in the position that he's in, is quite significant. And I was explaining that you see these guys like the Sage Northcutts and things of that nature, these young hungry, I guess you say hungry, these young kids that are like destined for superstardom. Early on they give them these fights, they look fantastic, and they end up not being flashes in the pan necessarily, but they don't live up to the lofty expectations that the media and the fans live up to them. But I mean, it's going to be very hard for UFC to fuck up Raul Rosas. For everything I don't like about him, the kid is a stud. You know, and you mentioned that in our last podcast. You're like, oh, well, he's fighting grown-ass men. We'll see how he does against grown-ass men. And I mentioned he already beat a grown-ass man on the Contender Series, and he mollywopped another one in under 2 minutes with a sub.
Jay Perrin, too, ain't no slouch.
Yeah, fool. So, I mean, props to Raul Rosas. He's on. They're going to strap the rocket ship to his ass.
No, but that's the wrong call. You don't rocket ship this kid.
Yeah, I agree.
Look, this kid, I know that's the knee-jerk reaction, and you know, he's talking crap about Aljamain. That's all fun. That's all good and fun. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're thinking this kid can touch anybody in the top whatever, you're crazy. Absolutely
not now.
Look, the UFC,
that was 45? That was 35, I think, right? That was 35. Yeah, bantamweight 35.
35. Yeah, I was
going to say. The kid is 18. He hasn't even filled out yet.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
He hasn't filled out yet. He's destined. You know,
this is not a guy, a rocket ship case. This is a guy you put on a train.
You want to know?
Okay, you put him on a cruise ship. All right, for 3 or 4 fucking years. All right, you do what you should have done with Sage Northcutt. All right, because before this guy, Sage Northcutt was that kid.
Yeah,
he was in the octagon looking like a teenager on television.
He was 19 or 20, I think
he was 19. Yeah. He was the youngest guy at the time.
Throwing flashy fucking
Actually,
kicks. Yeah.
The youngest UFC competitor was UFC 2, and it was a kid who was 18. But
he broke that record. Rosas broke that record. He's the youngest fighter
because
ever
of the graduation time. Yes, yeah. But going back, Sage Northcutt, he got a couple wins.
Yeah.
Oh, young kid, talented fighter, and
let's put him in the top. Let's put him in a top 15 fight.
The next thing he's getting knocked out by fucking Cosmo Alexander. You know what I mean? Like Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But you know something? I'll say this now.
That guy was so mismanaged.
I will say this. I agree with you. Don't put the rocket ship on him. If you put him on that train, I'm iffy on the cruise ship. Train makes sense if he can handle it. And listen, if he can handle the train, we talk a lot about 2 division champions. We don't ever hear about any other real divisions like that in the UFC. I think BJ Penn's the only one to ever win titles in 3 different divisions, if I recall that correctly, right? 45, 55, 70?
No, 55 and 70. That's it.
Only 2 divisions, right?
Yeah.
So you only see that in boxing because you get those kids that are so young, 18, 19, and they continue to grow over the course of their careers. Raul Rosas, if he is the stud that everybody thinks he is, and the UFC manages him well, and he continues that path, he's got a chance to be a multiple, not 2. I mean, like potentially 3 division champion. He's fighting at 35 right now, at 18 years old. He's going to continue to grow, and he's going to continue to develop his body. He's got a chance if he can stay within, and make weight at 35 eventually. As he continues to grow, if he stays in UFC, 45, he'll definitely grow into that. And then if he wants to go to 55, but as he continues to grow, that's fine. And then as he's an older guy, maybe in his 30s, if he's still in the UFC, God bless him for that longevity. If he's 18 to 30, that's 12 years. Not many. We talked about that in the last podcast. Not many people make it 12 years in the UFC. If he manages to pull some sort of Donald Cerrone hat out of his ass, he could go for 70. He's got a chance if the UFC maintains his career, if he continues on the trajectory that he's going, and knock on wood, nothing happens to the son of a bitch, he's got a chance for potentially 4 divisions over the course of his career. I could say that now at 18, like projecting that if he lives up to this hype that we're saying.
So you've heard of Ozzy Osbourne, right? You've heard a song called Crazy Train? Because that's what the fuck you're talking about right now. Because I was like, yeah, all aboard at the beginning when you took off, and then your crazy ass just went fucking 3-weight divisional champion. Whoa,
yeah, 3 to 4. If he over the course, if he can sustain it,
stop conductor, send me to the nearest port for that fucking Carnival cruise ship, please,
bro. If he can sustain it,
dude. Okay, listen.
At that age, with that talent,
if you can line up, fucking
stars align.
A through
right.
Stars align. Yeah, okay, but.
Yeah, not saying it will happen. I'm just saying, like, in the most perfect of worlds, dude, it's not impossible.
At first I was laughing because I was like, because you, for some reason, I thought it was funny. Like you went, like in my head, the train and the cruise ship was actually like almost identical. And you're like, nah, not the cruise ship, the train though. The fucking train was like,
there's a different aspect. You know why I say that? Because there's different feelings when you're on 2 things. When you're on a cruise ship, you're coasting, you're sailing, it's smooth. Train rides, smooth, sure, but there's ruggedness. There's ruggedness to them. You feel like you're going faster than what you are. I mean, I'm not saying, and I didn't say it. Don't put him on a Shinkansen, the Japanese bullet train. Don't put him on one of those.
Oh no, that's the rocket ship. That's what they put on fucking. Yeah,
don't put him on the Shinkansen.
That's what they put on Sage Northcutt.
Yeah, don't put him on a Shinkansen, but don't put him on like the fucking. Don't put him on a steam train. Put him on an
Amtrak.
Fair.
Put him on. Hey, California people, put him on a Caltrans. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay,
just a little bit of.
I was gonna say maybe you want to put him on the subway.
Well, I'll put him on a light rail. Put them on light rail. There you go. Got light rail over here. That's what they call them, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with California rail, but okay.
Amtrak.
Put Amtrak makes sense to me. Yeah, put them on Amtrak.
Sure. Or a Greyhound bus. Take a bus.
Why don't put him in Uber? Fuck it, right?
You know what? Fuck that, dude. Get to a port. Get your ass on one of those catamaran sailboats. Let's take this bitch real slow.
Put him on a catamaran. I'm done. I'm fucking done. That's like saying put him on a jet ski and let him go from California to fucking to goddamn the end of Mexico.
Dude. Listen, yeah, I don't know where this kid goes. I know that he is a stud for his class where he's at. I think it's hilarious that his friends were like, he told his friends, and his friends were like, "You're in the UFC." He was like, "Wow, well, fucking fight Brock Lesnar then, dude." You know what I mean? Like, I'm like,
I would love to see that.
That's exactly what his friends said. His friends were just like,
up.
"What? Like, okay, like, fucking fight Brock Lesnar then." You know what I mean? Like, and that's how your friends should react. Your real friends, you know, you come to your real friends and be like, "Bro, I'm in the UFC." I'll be like,
fucking animal.
"Oh, Mr. UFC, what are you the champion yet? You know, to get the fuck out of here." You know, that's how you should.
He's had to have like choked out all of his friends. Like, I bet you can't choke me out. Strangle. I bet you can't make me probably knee bar.
Probably friends with a bunch of fucking, you know, a bunch of fucking. Like yeah, he's probably friends with a bunch of guys who like to grapple and shit. You know what I mean?
Like that. He looks like that, bro. That fucking chin though. Oh my god.
That Jay Leno chin is amazing, dude.
Bro,
yeah, he's got like Jay Leno might be his dad, huh?
Bro, like, watch him have like Michael Chandler chin.
I think he'll have like the SpongeBob, the perfect man chin. You know what I mean? It's just like ting as he walks out. Like it's like dude, he should do the Mr. Perfect embodiment from.
Bro, you know what's crazy? He really is one ugly motherfucker, but the amount of pussy he's gonna get or has gotten, I mean. Goddamn, that's ugly, dude. He's got the fucking Shinkai a pussy. Straight
he's
up.
Not ugly at all, bro. First off, don't
no homo. I think he's fucking ugly as fuck.
Swimming, bro. He's swimming in the ocean right now. If he wasn't before, I think he said something about a girlfriend, maybe. Which, hey, by the way, kid, terrible fucking mistake. Cut her loose, huh? So just fucking, hey, come on. You know what I mean? Like fucking get out of there. But look, the kid he's in a much better position than I ever was or could have hoped to been at 18. So
same.
Yeah.
Props to him.
Yeah, definitely. Hands off to him.
Cheeks clapping.
I really hope the UFC doesn't fucking rocket ship this kid and give him, you know what I mean? Like
put him on the Amtrak.
Yeah, dude. Like, give him Aljo. You know what I mean? Like, what the
bro?
Like I said,
imagine the impossible.
I'm not mad at him saying something about Aljo because a couple years down the road, maybe they'll fight. You know what I mean?
I told you in the chat that when Aljo and Rosas fight,
the slow burn
will be on the decline. He will be on the decline.
Of course. Well, he's going to be on the decline as soon as he loses this belt. That's an easy.
It depends on how he loses it, and depends how the rest of the division looks.
He will be on the decline as soon as he loses the belt. It's almost a sure. It's one of the most surest things in MMA.
When you lose the belt,
it's not so sure in boxing, but it's definitely almost a sure thing.
I disagree with that because when fucking Kane and Jr. lost the belts, they weren't on no fucking decline.
They never came back to it.
They beat each other for the belts.
Yeah, but they never came back to them once they both left. Once they both didn't have the title anymore, they never touched it.
Yeah, when either one of them didn't have the title, they never. Yeah, you're right. They never touched it.
They never touched, and they never got close. They never got close.
Dos Anjos had a couple title shots. He had the ones against fucking Kane, and I was at the one in Texas, Kane. And then one against Stipe.
Okay,
I was there for that fight.
Yeah,
in Texas, I flew for that fight.
And that was the closest he was.
He got wrecked. And he got wrecked that fight. He lost in the second round knockout. He got wrecked.
He got
wrecked. He broke his nose and got fucking cracked.
That was the change. That was the real changing of the guard. I forgot about that fight. You're right. Yeah. It was a real passing of the torch.
It really was, dude.
Yeah. But that's also a heavyweight you're talking here. Come on, these guys. You know,
I was just pointing out
we got fucking Andrei Arlovski running around on the prelims. Come on, dog. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy,
bro. It's so nuts.
That's so nuts.
But hey, look. Freaking what's his face? Brandon Vera was the fucking ONE FC heavyweight champion just a few years ago, dude.
And was dominating folks when he had that
dominating dudes.
Yeah.
Dominating dudes.
It's funny how we used to make fun of ONE FC. You got Brandon Vera as a champion. And now look at us. We're fucking ONE FC stands.
Well, even back then, that was just more they're making fun of their heavyweight division. Even back then, I mean, we've always had respect for ONE. They've always been a wrecking ball.
Honest to God, I did not until Mighty Mouse went there. Straight up, I'll be real. I didn't have much respect for ONE until Mighty Mouse went there, and then I really started looking more at ONE and seeing when Mighty Mouse lost, or not Mighty Mouse. Yeah, no, when Eddie Alvarez lost is when I really was like, wow, ONE FC is for real.
Yeah,
I'll say that. I'll be real and say that. I used to make fun of them. I didn't have much respect for them. They got Mighty Mouse. Okay, let's see. And then Eddie Alvarez got waxed, and I was like, wow.
Dude, how about this? How about you want to talk about like when they got Mighty Mouse? I was aware of him. Rogan was talking about him. There's a couple of MMA guys.
You heard about him in passing, or like for me, I heard about it in passing because you're the real like junkie for the shit.
Right.
So you knew about them way more than I did. I heard about them in passing from Rogan, and
they were always like, but they were that organization like Pride. Like it was weird because I'm sure that's how like Pride was perceived in the early days. There was this organization overseas that like people heard about. You heard it was huge. You heard they had these massive shows in Singapore. And I didn't know exactly the scale. Again, and I remember the first time watching a one show, I was like, "Oh, your Pride, you've got it. You figured it out over there."
This is Pride's son. ONE FC is Pride's son, no doubt. I didn't hear about Pride.
Well, Ryzen is Pride's son. Daughter. The Empire would say daughter. But No, I heard about
because I would hear about Pride, like, oh, Anderson Silva used to fight in Pride, and it would be like, okay, cool. He came from like Japan. That's awesome. And I didn't know shit about Japan back then. And then when they bought Pride, and I was like, oh wow, they bought Pride. And then you saw all these fucking guys coming from Pride, and it was like, oh my god, I remember the very first time I saw
murdered.
Bro, the very first time I saw Mirko Cro Cop, I lost my shit. I was like, holy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
But it's interesting that you bring up those two comparisons because let me lay this on you. Check this out. So the same thing like you're saying how back then, Dana was sending guys over to Pride, right? Chuck Liddell went over there, got murdered by Alistair. Right? I'm sorry, not murdered by Alistair. Got murdered by Quentin. Okay? Yeah. So Quentin hems him up.
Yeah.
And they don't really do that again. They really don't do that again where they're sending guys over there to fight. The next 2 years happens. That was like 2003, 2004. The next 2 years, you see guys coming from Pride who are done with their contracts and want to come over to the UFC and are sick of the Yakuza shit show starting to really starting to fester and surface over there at Pride.
Yeah.
And so you're having those guys come over and
they're the cops, the rampages. Yep.
They're getting hammered.
Well, some of them,
a lot of them though. Most of them were.
A lot of
some of the MMA media back then was basically kind of like, well, Dana is picking and choosing which guys he brings over from, which is a lot. This was a big thing back then because he didn't bring Fedor over.
Yeah, I was just about to say Fedor. He never.
So there was a lot of guys who are like he's picking and choosing these Pride guys in order to embarrass Pride to get revenge, which is totally.
He only wanted to bring Fedor in after Strikeforce closed when he absorbed majority of the guys.
But he made the Fedor deal so impossible that Fedor never would have taken it. That was always the thing. People never wanted to talk about that, but the UFC never gave Fedor a deal that was favorable like the one he had in Pride, or even comparable with the other organizations he was getting offers from at the time.
Yeah.
So it was like
Russia and fought for years in Russia again. And he just boxed everybody in Russia before he went to Bellator.
And he made so much more money. He made so much money on those private events, and you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, but I mean, he was
the golden child. He was the Anderson. He was their real Anderson Silva.
I say that,
superstar.
Yeah, for sure. But I say that because it's interesting to see how that was happening. And then once UFC bought Pride, it happened way more. It was happening constantly.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were like, well, it's the workouts or whatever. It was that. There was a lot of matchups, and it was a lot of the UFC.
No juice.
Let's destroy this competition. You're right. Let's destroy this well, everyone was choosing. Let's destroy this competition. We're not even gonna, the no compete clauses and stuff for all the guys who were working for Pride and stuff at the time.
It's similar like in wrestling when WWE bought WCW and they just shit on everybody from WCW.
It was a curtain copy move almost. I mean, we've said it before. Everything Dana White has done, Vince McMahon did it first and twice. But my comparison is you look at what Chatri from ONE has done. Yeah. And I gotta say, it's kind of a little, you could almost say it's a little trolling. It's almost a little mirror of what Dana was doing with Pride. He brings over Mighty Mouse. I don't necessarily know if he thought Mighty Mouse was going to do good or not. I don't think he cared.
Well, Mighty Mouse did great, and then he had a string of like 1 or 2 fights where he struggled.
But I don't think Chatri brought him over with the intent of being like, this is the best guy. I think he did. That brought a lot of credit to it, but I think he thought
he only got Mighty Mouse because Matt Hume was the fucking vice president.
Matt Hume and then the Ben Askren trade. They wanted to get rid of Ben Askren. They didn't know what to do with him. So, but then you have that happen. But then you got Eddie, fucking Sage. You got guy after guy after guy coming over from the UFC and getting embarrassed, and Chatri's just like, You know what I mean? Seriously. He's just sitting in the background just laughing, and he's just like, well, cool, DJ won. That's cool. We've got we're the best guy, so we got the best guy. But all these other UFC guys coming over thinking they're gonna fucking just roll on my organization. No fucking way. No. I love that. I personally think that's a little karmatic. You know what I mean? So as an agent of karma, I appreciate that line. I think that's very interesting that one is doing something similar. I mean, Chatri doesn't shy away from it. He said something similar in the Aereo interview where he was like, look at these guys coming over. They haven't really done very well. And I'm not sitting over here being like, boo-hoo, I lost my money. Like more like, well, that's because one is that good. It's like,
I believe in my guys. I believe in my guys. So I signed the best guys, and my guys came out on top. Except for Mighty Mouse. Mighty Mouse is the only guy from the UFC because he's that damn special.
But because of what the UFC did with Mighty Mouse, and because they absolutely pretend like he
was they fucking shit it all
organization, he is a one guy. He is like, and they have pushed him to where he's gonna retire with one. He's gonna work for one. He's you know what I mean? Like, that's the mishandling of the Demetrius Mighty Mouse situation is got to be one of the most egregious things the UFC has ever done in the company's history.
Ever done. Bro, I just looked last week at his submission against Ray Borg. How godly that was. It was so
How many times do you think the UFC posted that submission? Like, how many times do you think the UFC, on their official Twitter, on their official social media, official YouTube, how many times do you think they tried
Probably not nearly as much as they needed to.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
It's funny.
They talk about him not selling fights, but it's just like, well, how much did you guys even push him?
We were talking in the chat. Me and Zach were talking in the chat about every fight when you go to a live fight, they play a 5 minute, and it's exactly about 5 minutes, 4.5 to 5 minutes of all some of the greatest highlights, submissions, knockouts, slams in UFC history over the course of time. That is definitely a highlight that should be in there.
He's not.
It is not.
And that's not the only Demetrius Johnson highlight that should be in there, guys. There's a plethora of them. What's the plethora, Hefe? It's a plethora, dude.
He was a killer.
Of them.
He's such a killer. And UFC just
that was crazy. So anyway, speaking of moving on, Rosenstruck versus Chris Dukakis, dude. I mean, Chris did it again. Chris Dawkins.
He was Dukakis on the floor.
He was Dukakis before on the floor, but dude, he was doing the Dukakis on the floor. Rosenstruck just, that fight was quick and fast.
He got hit with one punch, and he's like, okay, wham! Mollywopped him.
Quick and over. It was just done. Yeah.
Straight up.
Rosenstruck did what Ngannou did to Rosenstruck. That's what he did to freaking. Yeah. But I mean, that's what you gotta do to a guy like Dawkins. Dawkins didn't even have a chance. Dawkins is one of those guys. We talked about this before. He's one of those guys who he's gonna be in the top 5 one day. He's definitely got the skills. This knockout, it's one of those things where when you fight a guy like Rosenstruck, it just can happen to you. So it's not like a knock on him. You know what I mean? He'll be fine. But I mean, Rosenstruck just never gave him a chance.
Not
it was
at
just
all.
Over.
Has he fought Derek Lewis?
Dawkins?
They have. No, Rosenstruck.
Yeah.
They fought, right?
Yeah, they fought. Yeah.
It's a shame. I really like Tom Aspinall, and the fact that he's not he's still injured, that sucks. Because I was gonna say put him against Tom Aspinall, but I don't know where he's at.
Tom Aspinall might. Yeah. I don't know.
Broken leg, or was it a torn ACL?
I think it was a torn ACL.
I think it was a torn ACL too. Yeah.
I don't think he broke.
He's not gonna be back for a while. Do you want to put him against Ty?
Why not?
There's a fight.
If that's what Ty wants. I mean, Ty just got embarrassed.
Ty just wants money. He wants money and to continue his fucking his popularity. And of course, he's always going to be popular. There's not a guy in the heavyweight division outside of Stipe and Cleveland where Ty won't be fucking cheered against or cheered for. You know what I mean?
Oh no, for sure. He's always going to be a fan.
Literally, you have to fight Gane. You have to fight Gane in France.
Beer out of a shoe.
Stipe in fucking in Cleveland. Pavlovich in fucking Russia. No one's going to cheer for Blades, even if he's in his hometown, compared to Tuivasa.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I honestly, like I said, I don't think it's too much of a knock on Dawkins. I think you give Dawkins Volkov. Be a great fight. Dawkins and Volkov would be a good fight. It'd be a good test for Dawkins. Volkov is the Russian hammer, and he don't quit. He's a vampire, dude. He just keeps coming for you.
Yeah.
Rosenstruck, him and Tom Aspinall would be great. Yeah, him and Tuivasa. Give him either that or Pavlovich.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, look, this is top 10 heavyweights, so you can fucking go. You can go 1-10 all day.
Yeah,
there's just depends.
It's gone, Stipe, and then everybody else, basically.
I read an interesting report earlier about Ngannou possibly not re-signing.
He's still got fights on his deal though. When it's done, I don't anticipate him re-signing. When he's done, I don't see him re-signing.
No, he doesn't have any fights on his deal. What are you talking about?
Doesn't?
No, that's what's been this whole time. They've been.
I thought he had like one more fight on his deal.
No, dude, they're trying to renegotiate his contract right now. They've been trying to. Yeah, he did. He pulled a fucking. He successfully did a fucking what's his face? I'm the best there ever was. I'm the best there ever will be.
Bret Hart. Yeah,
he pulled it. He
walked out with the belt. Yeah,
that was a solid Bret Hart by me. But he did a. He
literally was the best there is and the best there ever will be.
Best there ever was. He has that, and he's got the best there is, the best there was. Yeah, he's got that whole some of it. But anyway, he successfully got away with the Montreal job. He didn't get screwed. He walked away with the belt while he's still so.
And he took fucking a year off from injury.
That was why, I mean, people forget, but dude, do you remember how much their own organization, how many chips they put in Gon's basket? Like how much they were like, everyone was anticipating. They floated the line for Gon. I mean, it was like he was going to beat Ngannou. He was the new man. And Ngannou wasn't, they were like, Gon's going to beat this guy, and fucking this loser is going to have to negotiate a new contract. Did not work out that way at all.
Ngannou navigated the waters the way he was supposed to, which we didn't think. I think
I don't know what the fuck you do if you're Ngannou, because what do you do if you don't go back to the UFC? I mean,
the only logical place you can really go, because PFL,
his ego might
Bellator.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, but that's the only other place you could think of. It's UFC or one. He's not going to PFL because that's a joke. He's
behind what happened with Demetrius Johnson. If he doesn't get fucking re-signed, that'll be the biggest fucking schmazoo for the fucking company, dude. Because that would be terrible. Yeah, I hope that ain't true. I know.
You know what I would love? You know what I would love? I love for Fedor to beat Bader, and Fedor in his conversation, like, give me Francis Ngannou for my last fight.
You mean Fedor? Yes, no, you mean Fedor. Yeah.
Yes.
Fedor. So fucker. But no. I don't know, dude. I mean, I could see that. He could do it.
Wow.
It's Fedor. It's like you can't go wrong, I feel like, with Fedor these days.
You can go wrong with him facing Ryan Bader in his final fight.
I mean, who else are you gonna give him?
I don't know.
Name another heavyweight at Bellator. Go for it. Moving on. So, excuse me. Edmund Shabazian versus Dolce L. Sorry, man. I don't know.
Good.
I can't. I heard them say it 11,000 times in the broadcast perfectly, and I just Lagoon Bala. That's the best I can do. Edmund Shabazian versus Lagoon Bala. I mean, dude,
good fight.
Good fucking fight.
Very good fight.
Very good fight.
Very good fight. I thought that Shabazian was on his heels definitely in the first round, but then once he got settled down toward the end of that first round and going to the second round, he was solid. Very solid.
Yeah, very solid.
Very solid.
Real off course real quick, but have you seen that Cuervo UFC commercial with Michael Chiesa and fucking
Gaethje?
And Gaethje? Dude, that's so funny. I pulled up a highlight of the fight that came up, the ad video came up, but that fucking video is so good. But yeah, anyway, get back to the fight. Yeah, Shabazian was just throwing haymakers, man. He was just throwing power.
But he was patient. He was very patient and selective. He was very patient. So he was throwing power in his shots, but he was very patient and selective. He was trying to pick him off as well. He was throwing the power, but he was trying to pick him off.
I think Lugumbala gave him a lot of openings, though. So it kind of seemed like it was,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like I said, it took him a minute early in the round. He was on his heels trying to figure it out. He was pressed against the cage a little bit in that opening round. Yeah. But then when he started to press forward, he got the timing right. He was able to figure out his angles. And then
that finishing sequence. Solid. Dude, that right hook, like when Lugumbala was just, he had nowhere to go against the cage. Yeah. His head just ricocheted off against the fucking.
Yeah.
Ooh. And he just really fell down.
Yeah.
Flat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good win. Good win.
Stroke face.
No, nothing's gonna beat Morona's stroke face this year.
That was good. We'll get to the awards, but he should be on there. Anyway, anything else? Yeah, there was that's the big thing we're gonna talk about is the award show. But Chris Curtis. I'm sorry. What else on this fight?
No, that was the last fight I wanted to talk about. Chris Curtis' fight against Buckley.
Yeah, moving on. Chris Curtis versus Buckley. I mean, dude, that fight again is bananas. It was an absolute. It was a banger from start to finish.
Curtis was on his heels a lot of that fight.
The whole fight, he was on his heels. He was losing the fight. Yeah,
Buckley was aggressive.
Buckley was fucking
hitting him, and then he caught him with a fucking.
I bet Kevin Holland was proud of his son.
Straight to the face, a counter straight to the face, put him down, and then fucking finish it up a ground and pound. You know, at first I was like, maybe it's a little bit too early of a stoppage. But I agreed with DC's take when you saw DC's like, oh, that moment when he fucking went limp, and he only went for a brief moment. But I think that was Goddard's first fight of the night too. It saved him.
Yeah, I think it was clean. It would have continued to go that way.
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah.
Well, you know what really started? A lot of it started was because he threw that kick.
Yeah,
and so he caught the kick. He just leveled him with a with a straight. You know what I mean?
Landed him, and then
it was over.
Ground and pound. Yeah.
And
he was severely compromised with that straight, but he was still lucid. And then those couple ground and pounds, he wasn't lucid anymore.
It's right here. Buckley literally goes to throw a head kick and just throws it at his armpit, and he just catches it. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those. Like that's one of the things.
That's a UFC 3 sequence.
That is a UFC 3 sequence.
Yeah, that's a fucking video game sequence, bro.
That is a UFC 3 sequence.
Punch,
KO.
Right? Follow up.
Fucking
robotic follow up.
Oh yeah, you're all like fucking. Yeah, dude. That talk about a video game give you some anxiety. But yeah, Chris Curtis just came. He pulled it out, man. He got the fucking KO.
He did. And, you know, Curtis is gaining a lot of popularity in MMA media. He's trying to bust the ranks. He's now, what's it called? He's now in the top 15 in terms of middleweight. So he busted through that hurdle. You know, let's give him Gaslam. Let's give him Andre Muniz.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We didn't do what's next for a couple of these guys. But, yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that.
It's tough to do what's next for some of these guys because
I know that's why I kind of like skipped over him. But yeah, you could you can give him that. I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
Buckley is he was winning the whole fight, so that's what's weird. You know, it's one of those where you're just like, damn. You know, it's kind of like Moreno. You know, it's kind of like Moreno. Yeah. It's like, you know, he's winning the whole damn fight, and then you fucking catch one or two lucky punches, and
that's all it takes, bro. That's all it fucking takes,
and that's all she wrote. So
we still have another half of the show to go, basically, because there's the other major point of the weekend, which is the first major point of the weekend, and I didn't see the entire Bellator card. I only tuned in for the main event, and it was a fucking stinker. It was fucking Rafion Stots versus fucking Sabatello. And
first off,
everybody,
when you said Bellator and stinker, I was like, well,
it's like PFL and lame. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's just be honest. Bellator's not producing any fucking quality shows lately.
I disagree. Okay. In terms of overall shows, I mostly agree.
I didn't say fights. I'm just saying like shows, like cards.
Yeah. Like, I agree with Angel's perspective. They're not well-paced at all.
They're just not watchable, most in my opinion. There's so much out there, bro.
If I have nothing to do on a Friday, if I have literally nothing to do on a Friday, because Fridays are my light nights when it comes to anime. Like if I'm caught up on anime, I have nothing to watch. If there's a Bellator card on, I will put the Bellator card on from start to finish. Well, from main event like fights on. Like I'll put it on Showtime and I'll watch it. I'll drink, and I'll get.
I gotta have nothing else going on. I mean, nothing else. Not even like talking on the phone. Like I gotta have nothing else going on to turn on a Bellator card. Like if I have the time, I go back and watch an old one card, or I'm watching UFC highlights. You know what I mean? Or like,
yeah. See, I don't do that. I watched the entire card for what little that may be worth. I do that, but no, the main event of that card,
I will. But yeah,
it was clearly in stock.
Bellator.
A little bit. We like Bellator. I like Bellator
too.
I like Bellator, but it was clear. It was a Stots victory. Round one, you would give it to Sabatello because he fucking just wrestled the shit out of him. And we're like, oh God, here we go. And throughout the course of the fight, he continued to wrestle him. Although the key, which I agreed with Josh Thompson on his live breakdown at the end of the night when they go to the desk, the commentary desk, is
he's a pretty guy. You know what I mean?
And he's a good looking fellow.
He's a good looking fellow, man. He's
a good looking fellow.
You know?
Yeah, he is.
He would have been in the right.
I don't know about that. But in any case, he mentioned that you can wrestle the fuck out of somebody and that should be worth something. But if you're not effective in your time down there, it means jack shit. Yeah. Sabatello had over 10 minutes out of a 25-minute fight. He had over 10 minutes of top control and didn't make a mark on Stots. And there should be value in the fact that he kept them down for periods of time. But it was, if you want to be generous, if you want to be really generous to Sabatello, you can give him rounds 1 and 2. He for sure won 1, no doubt, in my opinion. He for sure won round 1. Round 2 was significantly less effective. Stots had clipped him a couple times, and he was starting to get the timing down. 3, 4, and 5, although Sabatello got takedowns, he was not effective whatsoever. And the what's it called? The stand-up game from Stots was starting to accumulate. And on top of that, even though Sabatello continued to shoot, he kept Stots kept stuffing. He kept stuffing. He may get caught a couple times, wasn't on the ground for too long in between 3 and 5. So if you want to be generous, you can give him round 1. If you really want to, if you're a stand for Sabatello, give him round 2. But there's no way in God's green creation he won the fight. There's no way in God's green creation he won the fight 5-0. Not a chance in hell. Not a snowball's chance in hell. Not a snowball chance in hell. Matt Hughes definitely has way better odds surviving a train accident than Sabatello had of winning that fucking fight. 5-0.
What's that? Douglas Crosby was also officiating that fucking Bellator.
Bro, what an asinine decision. Completely. What? Oh my God. It's a split decision. What? Okay. 50-45. What? I literally said that when I watched the fight. What? In that way. No way. No way in hell.
Yeah. You know, they're doing an official review of it like the commission is.
No way in hell. Osama bin Laden is less guilty of 9/11 than fucking Sabatello is of fucking winning that fight 5-0.
Whoa. Okay.
A little extreme. A little extreme, but you know.
A little extreme about an extremist. But anyway, hey, like a little controversy. A little controversy. The commission is making the judges, I guess, rewatch the fight from what I was reading.
Yeah.
So
they said that any disciplinary action is not released to the public.
How do you do that? They're not watching it live, so they're going to rejudge the fight that they watched live ringside.
Well, this is not to overturn
from a recorded broadcast from the company's broadcast.
So you know something they had mentioned? They're like, listen, this is not to work. They even said, you know what's crazy is the commission in their statement literally said the right guy won the fight, and which you. Rare that a commission says, well, we got the call right anyway, but we want to re-review. And you know, and again, as I mentioned a couple seconds ago, they're not going to release what happens to Doug Crosby. Doug Crosby is known to have a couple fucking weird fight calls, and on top of that, he's also again one of those nationwide judges where highly respected, called multiple fights, which makes this even more insane that he gave this 50-45 to Sabatello. Absolute madness. It's like he was watching a completely different fight, completely different from that. And
yeah,
no way And as you mentioned, they're going to re-review the fight just so they can get an understanding. It's like, it's like those things where it's like,
yeah,
it's
but
like
when is that going to change?
It's not going to change anything, but it's like, like when your kid is like, tell me your thought process. We obviously know it's completely wrong, but tell me what you're thinking. Why were you thinking that would be a good idea? I want to know genuinely. That's kind of where they're at right now with Doug Crosby in this fight, where the commission wants to know, like, okay, what possessed you to give that score? Please enlighten us on something that you were seeing to that degree that the two other judges and every other Tom, Dick, and Harry across the fucking nation that watched the fight didn't see.
And he's gonna say, "Oh, sorry, I was rolling a J right when the fight started. I was trying to pay attention and just looking up." And the commissioner's gonna go, "Oh, it's cool. Don't worry about it. Just do better next time." You know what I mean? That's exactly what's gonna happen, no matter what he says. Whatever the dude comes out, unless the guy comes out and equivocally goes, "Yeah, I just wasn't paying attention," or he's not gonna come out and say that. He's gonna come out and make an excuse.
Because if he comes out and says like, "I was texting during the fight, I wasn't paying attention during the fight,"
he ain't gonna say that unless they got video evidence of that shit. But that would already probably be out.
It would have been out.
They're not gonna. No, the commission does this stuff. Where they go, "We care, but we don't." You know what I mean? Like they literally. It's
not gonna matter because the right winner won. It's just that the MMA community as a whole put up enough of a shit fit about the fight that they have to go back and do this retroactively. But
exactly, and that's all they ever do.
Results, the right guy won.
Yeah.
No way. No fucking way.
Yeah. Nah. But I mean, yeah.
Madness, baffling,
Madness. And that's why
it's Mazzagatti level bad.
It's hard because when Bellator puts so much into a card like that, trying to get it, and you know what I mean, and then you're competing.
It's bad enough the fight was so dreck, and then you have this fucking judging that basically overtook the fact that the fight was dreck, completely overshadows the fact that Stots did fantastic, completely overshadows that because of how fucking poor.
Did judging take down not one but two organizations this weekend?
It did.
I mean, I know the title is judges are 2-0 versus UFC, but technically they're fucking 3-0 versus UFC and Bellator. I mean,
I can edit
dude.
I can edit the titles real quick.
No. I'm just kidding. But I can
edit the titles here, but
let's not acknowledge Bellator. Calm down. But no.
Okay. Less clicks. Bellator. Not clicking that.
Yeah.
I mean, it took us 2 hours to get into the show to fucking talk
just
about
to
Bellator.
Get there, yeah.
For what it's worth.
Anything else you want to? I didn't watch Bellator. I watched a little.
That was it.
The main
that was
event,
it. I only saw the main event.
Else.
I watched the entire main event. That was it. Let's move on to.
I would recommend going back and watching that. Maybe going back and watch that fight so you can see the controversialness of it.
I wouldn't recommend watching that fight.
Yeah,
I would not recommend watching that fight.
You heard it. Here.
Move on with your life.
Move on. Well, that wraps up a lot of pretty much our fights. A little bit of news talk about this week. If you don't know. Now you know.
Hey,
did you see, dude? Hold on. Did you see Den Thomas making fun of Dana White?
No.
Okay, you gotta watch. You gotta watch this like here, dude. I gotta see your reaction to this. It's so funny. You know how Dana White does those fucking, what's up, everybody? It's Friday, fucking Friday or whatever.
Yeah. Everyone's talking about, I wonder how much you pay Patty Pimblett to have Cheeto pancakes.
He tried, dude. He tries always introducing this shit. I'm gonna send you this short right now. You gotta watch this shit, dude. So Den Thomas does a parody of him, bro. Which Den Thomas, if you don't know, he does these parodies of Dana White and other people, but mostly Dana White. Yeah. And it's so fucking funny, dude. This is his best one. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. And I just texted to you. Watch it right now. It's so fucking funny, dude. It's him versus fucking. I wish there was a way to share it.
Where's the sound?
Play the audio if you can a little bit.
Oh, here it is. I found it. Let's get that.
Turn the audio up. It's a short clip. We won't get dinged.
Suck it Saturday.
Tailgating for the big fight tonight. We're outside the UFC PI.
He looks a little like Blonde Brunson.
He does.
He looks a little like. I'm like, am I watching Derek Brunson?
Turn face the camera, dummy. We're making fried bologna and baked beans. First, we're gonna put some bologna on the flames.
He fucking almost missed.
Now we're gonna pop open a can of baked beans.
Oh shit! He fucking missed half the beans too.
Let that cook for about
Bro, it looks like somebody diarrhea next to the fucking.
It's all like it's all badly done. It's not like organized like Dana's videos are with the ingredients and shit. But it's like
he's got all the UFC pro chefs over there. But
yeah, dude. Oh, he's got 3 assistants doing all that for him.
And to come by right now, we'll get up until the time the fight starts. Come by to UFC PI. We're out here tailgating. I'm Dana White. I'll see you at the fights. If you don't know, now you know.
Oh my God.
Thomas is MMA gold. He's MMA treasure, bro.
Oh my God. Has anybody asked him anybody asked Dana what he thought?
I'm sure he's seen it, dude. My favorite part though, is how he'll laugh for sure. Him and Dim Thomas are friends. But my favorite part is how he fucking like at the end there, because Dana does the same thing. While his mouth is full and usually like hot. He's just like, all right, go meet us on the way.
Bro, that's fucking great.
It was so good, dude. But yeah, so Dim Thomas should have the best parody award. There is a MMA award show. And it's the 14th one this year. It's called the World MMA Awards, and it's considered kind of like the Oscars of the MMA community.
I thought that was Ariel's awards, but okay.
Yeah, or some people would say it's ESPN's, but I mean ESPN had just started doing that, so let's calm the fuck down.
It's Ariel's awards.
It is like Ariel's awards. He did win the best MMA journalist. Which I mean, as he should, you know what I mean. Yeah. But yeah, he's damn it, where's the damn? I just had it pulled up, but yeah. So there was a MMA award show. Ariel got the best. Let me just pull this shit up before I'm trying to like.
It's crazy.
I thought I had it pulled up and it's the wrong site, but yeah, Ariel got the best journalist, which, I mean, he should in all rights.
Mm-hmm.
Fighter of the year was,
and this is for calendar year 2022.
Yeah, this is for 22. Fighter of the year was Alexander Volkanovski. Female fighter of the year was Juliana Pena.
Maybe would have given that the
belt. Oh, no. I'm sorry. That's the. Oh, okay. I see. Female. Why I got this fucking like this? My bad, guys. The thing I was looking at before was a completely different thing. The female fighter of the year is Valentina Shevchenko.
Bingo. Makes sense.
So that yeah. I mean,
is male fighter of the year still Alex?
Yeah, Alexander Volkanovski.
Okay. That's fair. Sure, that's fair.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't be mad if Charles Oliveira was mentioned in there, just because even though he is not the champion anymore, I mean his run to the belt was amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The missing weight thing kind of sucked, but
missing weight and the loss at the end still counts.
Now this one I don't necessarily agree with, but it's pretty much a given because of how much the UFC's given him. But breakthrough fighter of the year is Paddy Pimblett. So yeah. I don't really get that.
That's definitely riding the hot pan.
Yeah,
that should probably go to Sean O'Malley if you want to fucking take guys like that. That's just the first name that came off the top of my head. That's better than Paddy Pimblett. There's other guys, no doubt.
But I don't think it's Sean O'Malley's been there for a couple of years.
The ranking. Let's see. If I want to go,
this is just breakthrough fighter of the year. This is not like new guy on the scene. You know what I mean? Like this, like their first year. Like making it. Or like being talked about, I guess, because it's like, what does that even mean? Does that mean wins? Does that mean like appearances on Ariel's talk show? Like, what does breakthrough fighter of the year mean? To me, that's like someone who had like a really good year. Like, I mean, like a Kevin Holland last year. You know what I mean? To me, that would be like the breakthrough fighter of the year.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I would still not say Paddy. No.
Well, the record would say it.
I think was that the one that you guys were arguing about that it should have been Jerry? In the chat?
No, I don't know what Angel was talking about. He said that he disagreed with the submission of the year, and I asked him who should it have been. He didn't really say.
What submission of the year?
Hold on, we'll get to it. International fighter of the year is what they didn't fucking select on. Khamzat Chimaev.
I would have given it to Alex.
Well, I think it's because he got the male fighter. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
I didn't want to give them duplicates. Okay.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
Okay.
why not? Like, can't you get 2 awards?
I would have given it to Makhachev then. He won the fucking belt against fucking Prime Oliveira and dominated him.
I would have not. But yeah. Okay. Chef. Why? Because you did no. All right, I won't go there. Okay, Yuri Prochazka. The fight of the year was Prochazka versus Teixeira. That was the fight of the year. Which, I mean, I'm cool with that. But I do think that there was a couple other fights this year. I feel like that was just like the latest and greatest. You know what I mean? There was like a couple other fights this year that were pretty fucking insane. I just can't recall them right now.
Figueroa and Moreno.
How about Holloway and Rodriguez? Okay, right here. Gilbert Burns versus Chimaev, Volkanovski versus Brian Ortega, Gaethje versus Chandler, Holloway versus Rodriguez, and Yuri and Prochazka versus Teixeira. I mean,
I think in terms of the gravity of all those fights,
I almost feel like that fight's the most boring out of those. And it's not boring at all, but you know what I'm saying.
I would agree with you there, but I still think in terms of the significance of what happened because of that fight, I think that's why it won, and I think that makes the most sense. Yeah, based off of the significance of the outcome.
Okay, moving on. Next award given was Knockout of the Year. That went to Michael Chandler's front kick of Tony Ferguson, which I gotta say, pretty fucking cool.
Beauty.
Yeah.
It's a beaut.
It was a beauty, governor. Pretty hard to beat that one. I think the other one that came close was Molly McCann versus Rwanda Carolina. That spinning back elbow, which came from the depths of London. So that shit was fucking
bowels of London.
Yeah, bro. The bowels of London. There you go. Yeah, it definitely was. It got there. Submission of the year was Charles Oliveira versus Dustin Poirier, and I think that was because he won the belt. On it, I see what he was saying that the Yuri got a better choke over Glover.
Yeah. I mean, there's been some crazy fucking submissions.
No, I agree. I think Oliveira that was
a significance of that is significance of if we're going to make the significance about Glover and Yuri being fighter of the year, you'd have to say the same thing about the submission of the year. But I mean, the thing about it is there's so many great knockouts and submissions from the prelim cards that never get the love that they'll deserve, and I'm sure are much more glorious than that. But
I've seen, well, not only that, but there's so many, like, dude, I think it's MMA Fighting that does Misfits. But, bro, there's a series on MMA Fighting called Misfits, and they, like, every week they show you, like, amazing KOs and submissions.
Oh, yeah.
From, like, UFC,
from
other organizations around the world. Yeah. And, like, dude, they're usually, like, way better than anything in the UFC.
Yeah.
They're amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I saw that.
But they don't ever get credit on here because they don't have a fucking page,
time, like, 2 or 3 weeks ago. I saw that for the first time, like, 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. Super good.
Yeah.
So okay, moving on. Comeback of the year went to Aljamain Sterling. The reason, this is interesting. This is really interesting. The reason given is he overcame intense ridicule and injury.
Okay.
What ridicule? Are you you mean the ridicule that the entire world gave him because he faked his way to the championship?
But he not faked it, but he didn't tough his way out of it.
Dude, he faked it.
Yeah, he was definitely over dramatic with it. He was definitely hurt, but he could have toughed it out. I'm concussed.
Did I win? I'm sorry. Like, what the fuck? And then the next day he's like, champion.
Yeah, literally that, like, Sunday or Monday, he's fucking by a pool, fucking getting shit faced with his fucking belt.
Yeah, he was fucking. Yeah. So, best acting job of the year, Aljamain Sterling. I'll go ahead and change that one up. So,
give him the real Oscar.
Yeah, give him the Oscar. Yeah, dude. Worst actor of the year, Henry Cejudo, hands down. So, upset of the year was Pena versus Nunes, which
easy.
Got to agree. That definitely was a winner.
Easy.
What the matter, Bob? You want to go outside? Huh? You over here whining? Oh, you want to go outside? Okay, let's go outside.
As Andy lets his dog out. Can't say that anything about that because I have my cat chilling right now.
Yeah, sorry guys, my pup gotta go out there. Best promotion of the year, UFC. I mean, not my opinion. One should have that.
Yeah.
Well, that pisses me off. One's not even in the running. One's
oh yeah, well that really burns my britches. I tell you what,
that pisses me off, dude. They don't even have one in the running. It's fucking Bellator, PFL, Cage Warriors, and KSW. You put fucking PFL in a fucking position before one. You out your fucking nut there, mate. What is going on? That is insane, dude.
That's a major blunder. If you want to say
KSW, go fuck yourself. That is insane.
I would much rather watch KSW versus PFL. I'll give you that. I'll give them that.
But you put KSW before one? That's what I'm talking. That's what I'm. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I get that.
Hey, MMA World, you suck. I just like MMA World Awards. You literally just became. I was just telling Rod that this was like one of the older. I see why you're so old. You're so out of date. Fucking with this bull crap.
Yeah.
Leading man of the year, Dana White.
I mean, I made that comment. I was like, Scott Coker hasn't really done anything of note. Shotree's losing $1 billion a year. Not billion.
Yeah, but he's embarrassing Dana White's fighters. I mean, I don't feel like that's a loss. Dana White lost $1 billion in gambling at the Bellagio this year. So, you know,
I still would give it to Dana.
Hey, what did Chaudhry say? We have cool investors. So what are we worried about, dude? They've got cool investors. So we've got investors like that, bro. Hey, Ariel, I've got investors, man. You know what I mean? $1 billion, $6 billion, doesn't matter. Don't care.
Call the Yakuza. They're cool.
By that right alone, he should be the fucking leading man of the year.
Oh my god, they haven't offed him yet. He wins.
Oh man, referee of the year, Mark Goddard.
You know,
yeah, who are you gonna give it to? Fucking
Jason Herzog.
I'm gonna give it to Herb Dean this year.
I'm not gonna give it to Herb Dean, but you should give it to Jason Herzog.
He's the second. He's the runner-up.
He's so good. Jason Herzog is so fucking good. You give it Jason Herzog,
and he doesn't jump on Twitter. I like that part.
No, he doesn't. I would give it to Jason Herzog.
Hold on. Okay, yeah, Mark Goddard. Put him to the side for a second. I think this is how you should decide the referee of the year. You fucking have them fight each other. So just have like Keith Peterson versus Jason Herzog. That would be like the best, dude.
Dominic Cruz, the referee.
Yes. 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 That's amazing content. Celebrity deathmatch. Make this happen. Let's go.
Let's get it on. Rest in peace, Lane Mill. He passed away this week. Rest in peace.
Did he really?
Yeah, he passed away this week, dude. 85. Passed away. He was sick.
Only 85?
He was 85. He was sick for many years. He had a heart attack, a massive heart attack in 2002, and he was sick throughout the rest of that time period, and he took a nosedive over the last month or so, and he was in hospice for like a week or two, and he died.
Those nosedives are not healthy.
No, man. Rest in peace, Lane Mills.
Rest in peace, Lane Mills. Yeah. Let's get it on. So
let's get it on.
That's fucking crazy. Analyst of the year, Paul Felder, or Michael Bisping.
I was gonna.
What the
fuck? Analyst of the year was
Dominic Cruz. Yeah, in my opinion.
Who the fuck? You just named 3 guys. Who was it?
Their winner is Michael Bisping. I'm saying I think it was Dominic Cruz. Yeah,
I'd say it's Daniel Cormier or Paul Felder.
Cormier definitely I could see especially with the what's that series he's doing? Detail.
Yeah.
Now that if you haven't seen that, that's a watch.
I've never watched. I've seen a couple
clips
of it. I've seen a couple clips, but I've never seen a whole episode of it.
It's really good. I'd love for him and Dominic to do it together. I'd love to see some of Dominic's input on it. It's real good.
Yeah.
Personality of the year went to Joe Rogan. So that's the other here's the list. John Anik, Joe Rogan, Chael Sonnen, DC, and Laura Sanko.
Bro, that's Chael Sonnen all day.
Yeah, Chael Sonnen or DC, like
Yeah,
either one of those guys. Like,
yeah.
why is I mean,
Laura
Laura Sanko, she's not even. I mean,
Hot,
she's
but
on the weigh-in show, but
James Krause got her in.
yeah, that was the last. That bet didn't work out.
Prop bet lost.
Prop bet, yeah, lost hard. Best MMA programming. They went Morning Combat.
What best? Oh, bet. Okay.
MMA media source of the year. This is where, I mean, you guys are just literally placating. They have ESPN, and it's so dude. MMA fighting. Here's the other ones: MMA fighting, MMA Junkie, BT Sport, and Sherdog. It's like, dude, Sherdog, MMA fighting, and MMA Junkie. Just give it to all three of those guys. Like they're all in the same umbrella. Excellent fucking job.
No, bro, and fucking BT. The Ariel Helwani works for BT Sport and for fucking MMA fighting.
Yeah, but they're not all under the same umbrella. BT Sport is a separate company. He
I know that, but I'm just saying
he works contracts for them, but he's not an employee.
You would think so. You would think the journalist of the year would be with work for the media of the year, right? That you just mentioned that award.
Oh, that'd be funny. Ariel, back to ESPN.
Oh my god. No, and they have ESPN has good coverage in terms of what's it called?
They don't. They have shit coverage. Be honest. Come on.
No, you have to respect. I don't know how to say his name because it's Italian, like Mark.
Hey guys, go to ESPN's website right now. Go to the MMA page.
Oh yeah,
go to the MMA tab.
No, I'm not disagreeing. No. Listen,
click down. Find the UFC tab. You won't.
Yeah,
you'll see one for the PFL though.
Because that's weird. I got nothing. But listen, you have to respect their top journalist, Mark Riabani or whatever his name is. He's actually a really good journalist. He's broken some stories, so I get that, right? They have
Brett Okamoto and
they got Brett Okamoto. Yeah, they've got decent talent, but it should be MMA fighting all day.
They just don't. MMA is not a priority for them, so
not at all.
MMA fighting and all those guys just
not at all.
When it comes to coverage, when it comes to depthness, when it comes to time.
Yeah,
they don't stand a chance, dude. Unless Dana goes right in there and goes, "Hey guys, I want you guys to run this," which happens.
Yeah.
So unless he does that, they don't get the scoop.
No, they don't.
You know what I mean? ESPN is not investing journalists and time and money into talking to a ton of people inside of these organizations like MMA Junkie and MMA Fighting has been for years and years and years. They've developed relationships with people inside of these organizations. A lot of these people who work for the UFC, Bellator 1,
bro, that sounds like the ultimate pride way to say UFC.
UFC, but like, they're definitely, all these people, they circulate, you know what I mean? They go to, they stop working for one, they go to PFL, they stop working for PFL, they go to UFC, so it's like all these people, a lot of these people, they rotate. And so a lot of these people in the media do the same thing. They go to different media companies, but they still, like Ariel, they still maintain these relationships with these people. That's where a lot of this info comes with. And ESPN,
and the majority of MMA journalists,
all that. That's
the majority of MMA journalists will respect the other MMA journalists as well. They're like, oh yeah, they give credit. They, they talk to them. I mean, so you've never been to a UFC media day? I have. Specifically, I went to an open workout, and I remember this specifically in Dallas. And I remember seeing Luke Thomas and Ariel Helwani having conversation. I remember seeing multiple other journalists having conversations amongst each other. And it is like a little bit of a fraternity amongst MMA journalists that are there to cover the fights. No doubt. It's a close brotherhood. So it correlates with what you're saying.
Yeah, for sure. All right, moving on. Like I said before, MMA Journalist of the Year, Ariel Helwani.
Yeah.
I mean, that goes without saying.
Yeah.
Coach of the Year, Eugene Behrman. Yeah. I mean, he did just, his guy just lost. So I don't know if I agree with that. Hey, my vote's for James Krause. So, he's
I mean,
having one hell of a month. That's for sure.
I'm trying to think of other coaches because Trevor Whitman didn't have a great year.
The runner-ups are Eric Nixon, Mike Brown, Henry Hooft, and Diego Lima. Diego Lima?
Yeah, he's coaching.
Okay. The fighter?
I mean, he's Brazilian. There's a lot of Diego Limas in Brazil.
I was gonna say, is this not Diego Lima?
It doesn't ring a bell. It doesn't bring a bell off the top of my head.
Okay. Gym of the year was City Kickboxing. Again, that's Eugene Behrman's gym, right?
Yeah, that's where Hooker and Volkanovski and Isri.
Wow.
Train.
Again, they're not giving Glory MMA their shine. Trainer of the year was
James
Heather
Krause.
Linden.
It's not James Krause.
yeah, James Krause. No, that's head coach. Ring card girl of the year was Brittany Palmer again. I feel like they just like Brittany Palmer, Ariana Celeste, get it every other year. It's like, dude,
I don't know her name, bro. I don't know her name, but when I was at the fights a couple weekends ago, there was this really tall, really gorgeous black woman that was there.
Brooklyn Wynn
girl, is that her?
Luciana Andrade. No, it's Brooklyn Wynn. Yeah.
She's so pretty.
Yeah,
I loved her hair. I love that floofy like curl hair on like a mixed black woman. It's so gorgeous, bro. Legs, tush was nice.
Oh, okay.
It was so. She is gorgeous.
Fucking the screen just goes. Please excuse us. 5-minute interruption. This fucking guy. Bathroom break. Fighting spirit of the year was given to Kevin Holland for bravery in and out of the cage, helping his community in the face of danger of several occasions.
You know what I think of fighting spirit?
With that, Kevin Holland did become a part-time superhero for half the year. We forgot about that.
That should be MMA humanitarian. And when I think of fighting spirit, I think of like fucking blood and guts in the cage, like a Michael Chandler, Dustin Poirier type of thing. I don't think of fucking humanitarianism and serving your community. That's fighting spirit.
Yeah, I don't. We should mention the runner-ups though, because the runner-ups actually are incredibly at least 3 of them are incredibly like they just sound like they should be the one.
So you have Kevin Holland. Okay.
These other 2, Kevin Holland gets it because he's a superhero and he records it, puts it on TikTok. Then you have Alexander Volkanovski, who they say determination, demonstrating a champion's will to overcome adversity and battle through a submission from Brian Ortega.
Okay.
Then you have
that's fighting spirit to me.
I'm trying not to laugh because it's not funny, but it's funny the comparison.
James Krause fighting these allegations?
No. So then you got Robbie Lawler, okay, his compassion versus Nick Diaz, which I kind of like how he displayed the respect and asked him if he was okay at the end of the fight. But yeah, again, it's not really like one of those things. Then you get Bryce Mitchell, charity, dedicating half his UFC purse for helping children at a medical hospital in Arkansas. Okay, pretty legit.
Arkansas, we don't need them in the union. They're they're the most useless fucking state.
They're
the most useless state in the fucking
Florida,
union.
Dude. You say that shit from Florida, dog.
Yep.
Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Yeah, have you ever seen Tom Segura
and sink your state, sir?
Bro, have you ever seen Tom Segura talk about fucking Mississippi or Louisiana being like the most useless state? That's how I feel
Tom
about
Segura.
Yeah, Tom Segura.
Yeah, and he puts a wall around Louisiana like Trump.
Yeah.
So
that's how I feel about Arkansas. It should be named Arkansas for another thing, but
it should be named Arkansas. We could do a whole episode on this. I don't disagree with you at all.
Yeah.
And by the way, that's the most Florida thing you've ever said. So
it should be Arkansas. Clearly,
okay. Hold on. But yes, okay. So we don't care about Bryce Mitchell in Arkansas. But how about Aaron Abbey? Heart for surviving cancer and battling cystic fibrosis to become a top contender in Cage Warriors.
That sounds pretty fucking legit.
Clear winner, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking legit.
More than fucking guy who goes and helps his community by fucking hero video.
More than Robbie Lawler showing compassion. But are you okay, bro?
Are you okay, bro? Are you all right, dude? Yeah, one guy's saving kids at a hospital. The other one's fighting fucking cancer. Okay, so yeah.
That hurt.
Let's give it to Kevin Holland.
Wow.
Kevin Holland, clear winner. So,
good God.
Anyway. Well, Governor, that wraps us up, dude. You got anything else? You got any other news? What did we miss? I mean, we're here. We're here, people. If you're still here, thank you. If you're still here,
we've had at least 1 or 2 consistent streamers. Shout out to you guys.
We're going up on numbers every week. So we
certainly went up on fucking time. That's for goddamn sure.
Well, that'll happen. You know what I mean?
Loaded card.
We had 11 viewers at 159 at 2 fucking went back down to 2. Not really, but you know what I mean. Yeah.
All right, let's wrap this on bitch up, bro.
Let's go, man.
You want to give your plugs?
You're the plug guy, man. Send us out of here, brother. You know the deal.
All right.
Give us your intake there.
As I sound like the guy fighting cancer with my voice.
Yeah. You know where to find me at MMA for Marks on everything. I don't do my own social media or nothing like that. Just at MMA for Marks Instagram, at MMA for Marks on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube, everything.
Yep, fair enough. For me, excuse me, Jesus Christ.
The hairball out.
Follow our page on Facebook, MMA for Marks. Please let us know if you heard about the page through our podcast. Please let us know. We'll definitely shout you out. Again, Andy, more specifically, is consistently on the page. We're both consistently on Facebook. Let us know. We'd love to hear you. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the podcast or any other MMA or combat sports news. Oh, I could go over boxing real quick. I didn't go over boxing, but we digress. It is what is at the stage. You can follow me on Twitter, as you see on the little bottom left corner of my page, SHOSTOPPA24. That's Showstopper24. I'm on Twitter there. You can follow me on Instagram at podcast.senpai. That's my podcast Instagram. Shout out to my boy Matt at the what's it called? That Talk the Kiki podcast. Also,
shout out, Matt.
Also brought to you by W2M Network. Shout out to Sean, our editor. Thank you so much for editing our shows and putting up with our madness. Again, on all of our socials, we have link trees. You can follow anything that we have, from my personal endeavors to the MMA for Marks page and where to listen to us, to the Talk to Keiki show and where to listen to us on that as well. Again, if you don't already know by now, you can follow us on Instagram. You can follow us on excuse me, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, where you can see the actual video clips of us on a weekly basis on the W2M Network page, Twitch, Amazon Music, wherever you want to see us, hear us, however you want to consume us, pause or not pause, depending where you swing.
However you want to drink us in.
You can find us, guys. So we are out in the universe for you guys. Expect this podcast to drop in the next coming days if you're watching in real time. And until then, that's it, folks.
That's all she wrote. All right, Governor.
Good show. We'll see you cocksuckers next week.
If there's one thing I know for sure, it's that I know nothing.